It's the real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. Thank y'all for joining us today. Of course, it's Tuesday again, OG. We have the panel, and today's subject is going to be when you do the same things over and over expecting different results, it's called insanity. That's what I was. And I've got this from the interview I did with Mr. Monroe Anderson. I want to thank him for being courageous and coming forward and telling his story. But before I get started, let me welcome the NTZ crew. Thank y'all so much for what y'all do. I want to thank all the viewers and subscribers who will catch this live stream on replay and any new viewers we have. I want to congratulate Sharon Lapu Lapu. She received her 1,000 subscribers, Fred, and a 4,000 watch time. So, you know, she'll be buying us lunch pretty soon, Fred. But I want to go ahead and introduce my guest. We go ahead and introduce yourself, Robert. Just give a small 15-second intro.
Well, Calvin, thank you again for inviting me to this live stream. It's pretty amazing. I think you've got like 900 videos out there now. You're doing great.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert. Introduce yourself.
Well, small business owner in Arizona. I had a little water and ice purification store. I want to say hi to the other panel members.
Okay. So you out in Arizona. What's the temperature out there right now, Robert?
It's been running 105 all week long. Yeah, no relief.
Oh, wow. That water purification store come in handy right now.
Yeah, but I didn't care for bagging the 900 pounds of ice every night.
Oh, wow. Okay, now we've got Sharon Lapu Lapu. She's got a successful YouTube channel now, Fred. I hope she don't change on us.
No, I will not change. And first of all, Sir Calvin, I would like to say thank you so much for helping me. And to Sir Fred, also Mom George and Mom Heidi and Sir George, and also the Campbell channel. And to everyone, thank you, everyone. And I would like to say thank you also to American Blogger, Please Act Right, who support my channel also and provides me valuable technical knowledge in improving my channel and the latest technique for maximum upgrading. So thank you,
Wow.
everyone.
Wow, you got that's a mouthful, Sharon. What's your next live? I mean, what's your next vlog going to be about? You got any upcoming vlogs?
Yes, I am planned to go to IT Park to interview some woman, but I will do it later because I need to go to the DTI for the process for my monetization.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's a long process. Yeah, I have already a DTI permit for my business, but I think it's not included because it's not a license already. It's not licensed business and not engaged to any kind of business. So I need to get a new one or maybe upgrade my DTI license into creator content. I will go there today.
Well, actually, you don't need a license. What you need is a probably a bank account is what they're asking for. Do you have a bank account where they can send you the money?
Yeah, I have bank account and then because for I when I click supers, they ask me company name or something. I read all the details that they say, and then I am waiting for the pin number. I do,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That usually takes about a week.
Mm,
Well, yeah. Well, at least you already there. All this other stuff is technicalities. You don't have to worry about.
yes.
What about OG Fred? What's been going on over in Guam since last week?
Man, it's been rainy almost every day. We had storm warnings out, and even for today, it's supposed to clear up. We just got this weather front that's been out there. It just won't go away. You know.
Yeah,
So most of the time, I've been staying home. Usually, I can try to go out and do some stuff, man. But when the weather's bad like that, it's not safe to really be on the roads because it floods here. It does.
yeah. I saw where Japan is telling their citizens all over to batten down the hatches. They expecting something heavy coming through there. Yeah, but Derek Casanaras, he says your last post proves why you shouldn't be a Cowboys fan. I guess he's talking about Monroe Anderson.
Yeah.
I want to say to Monroe, if he's watching, that he had the right intentions, Fred. And see, you can't lump all foreigners into the same basket. Okay, they think that we come over here, we have bad intentions for the Filipino. We want to take advantage. Now, he had the right intentions. He just chose the wrong woman. But I want to salute him for his courage in coming forward. He helped a lot of people. That form that I was telling foreigners about, if you're an American, you need a legal capacity to get married. That's proof that you're single. That's what you need over here. And then the Filipino, you need to get a cenomar, guys. Listen, because the reason I put this up here is because we making the same mistakes. He made those same mistakes, Fred. We keep doing it over and over, expecting different results. Here's the biggest mistake we make. We continue to be in a hurry over here when no one is in a hurry over here. Can anybody back me up on that? You've been over here before, Fred. No one's in a hurry over here, right?
No. No. Laid
At
back
all.
lifestyle.
At all. So if somebody over here, woman, man, or anything, is in a hurry or tries to rush you into making a decision, that's a flashing red light because things move really, really slow over here. I'm almost to the point of drive you crazy. I'll give you an example. Maryland, we got an 8-year-old. She just started second grade. Well, we got her one uniform to start school. Well, school started 2 weeks ago. Maryland still hasn't gotten extra uniform. I tell her every day to do it. She's not in a hurry. Okay, I told her again today. Quit washing that same uniform over and over and buy the girls some, they only like 300 pesos or something like that. But guys, slow down over here. I keep telling you, his situation involved more than just her. And if you listen to his story, Fred, the priest, you gotta have all these paperwork. You just can't perform a wedding. When I got married in America, man, I had to have my marriage license and all of that. I had to have proof that it was an official wedding. But yeah, it was a lot of red flags there that he missed. One was when you getting that visa ready, Fred, they're not making excuses. They're basically 2 or 3 steps ahead of you in the visa process. So if you're in the visa process and your girl keeps giving you feedback of all this and all that, it's a red flag. But
Calvin, I was wondering because if you're an American citizen, I'm not even sure I was able to get married without going through the embassy that you have the intent to marry a Philippine citizen. And if I'm not mistaken, they got, guidelines you go by. You need this, and this before you can even do that, because it may have changed from the time when I married Lynn, but I remember we still had to go through the embassy for certain things I had to get.
Well, here you need the legal capacity. That's all you need. And all that is proof that you're single, that you're legally able to marry the Filipino over here. because I was going to get married over here and I changed my mind. But that's all you need. She
Right.
needs the cenomar that says that she's single.
But what I watched the blog this morning. So she actually she forged that is what she did. The
Well, he didn't know anything about the
oh,
cenomar.
okay,
He
that one
didn't
there.
check,
Okay,
see? But
okay,
don't fall for the "oh, he's dead" trick. Don't fall for that unless he's really dead. Like Sharon, your ex-husband is really dead, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
She told him, see, she forged some papers, stamped them, and had them notarized and everything, saying he was dead when he was not. So don't do that, but don't fall for that because that's that's the one they pull out of the air, and say, hey, he's dead. And then you proceed with
yeah.
the wedding and all of that.
Well, some of
I,
the viewers are probably asking you, Calvin. Okay, he came in to get married. What should a foreigner be doing? Before they even come to the Philippines to marry their girlfriend. Is there some kind of site they need to go through? Because most of them wouldn't know this. What you just
the
said.
cinema,
Uh,
the
well, I
cinema.
didn't know that. I didn't know that,
Yeah.
but like I said, we went through all the paperwork. They had to do a background investigation on Lynn to make sure she wasn't married, didn't have any kids or anything like that.
Yeah, that's the cinema, Fred.
Okay, so
That's
I
all
got
that is.
that, but most foreigners are not going to know what that is, and they won't even know how to even bother to get it.
Yeah,
Because
that's
a lot
why
of
they need
times
to
it's
slow
easier to
down.
bring your fiance to the States if you want to get married than if you get married in the Philippines, which takes you seem like forever just to get your wife out the Philippines, even if everything is okay.
Yeah, it does. It does take longer, but there's some advantages to getting married here, Fred. And one of
Yeah.
them is when she gets to America, the green card's already going to be there.
Yes.
Okay. When it's a separate process when you do the K1 like I did. You bring
Yeah.
your wife, your fiance over, once that's approved, then she'll get that green card in about another 18 months.
Right.
But about 6 months, she'll get what's called a combo card where she can travel and work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the big thing he did was he was in a hurry. Don't jump off that plane trying to marry anybody. I don't care how much she impressed you online, guys. Listen to me. You don't know what you got until you get over here. They can win an Academy Award for 2 weeks online, Fred. Okay, wait till you get over here. That's all I'm saying. But Robert,
Yes, and
Robert's been married 7 times, and I think 6, and he's married foreigners, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I was married in Mexico. They required a blood test. And let me remind people that are watching and anybody watching the replay, of course, Calvin, as you mentioned, get a notepad and paper out and make some notes. These are really important ideas that we're coming. We're trying to keep people safe. We're trying to keep people happy. And the cenomar is CENMOR.
Yeah.
CENOMAR. That's right, Calvin.
Cenomar.
Can I remind
you what it called, Sharon?
CENMAR. And let me remind you also, if you've been married like I have been, if I want to marry again, I'm going to need to present my divorce certificate. I'm going to need to have that with me.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, Sharon, how much is a cenomar? What's it called? Is it CENMAR or cenomar?
a cenomar. Cenomar is a short name of certificate of no marriage. So that's we call that cenomar. So the whole meaning is certificate of no marriage. And then before it costs only 270, I think, or 285. And then if a foreigner married also here in the Philippines, not only the woman who will get the cenomar, just the foreigner also get a cenomar in the Philippines Statistic Office to prove that he has no marriage register or he has no marriage here in the Philippines. And before it was not cenomar, long time ago, I think last 2010 or 2009, around that. Before they called that single status. Single
Yeah.
ni status, yeah, where a Filipino woman can get it in the local civil register. And then the embassy asset because of the it was happened before that even the Filipina woman are married with a Filipino husband, but they pretend single. So because on the singleness status, they can ask it in any different local register in any country, especially if they are living in Cebu, and then they will go to Manila, and then they go to local civil register in Manila office, and then they ask, could you give me a singleness status for to prove that I am single? So that's is happened. That's the reason why the Philippine embassy or some most of the embassy ask now cenomar, because
Okay.
of what other Filipina doing, that even if they are get married but they pretend that they are single. So that's the
Okay. Yeah.
reason happened.
Let me
Say,
ask you
Sharon,
this.
can I
Wait.
ask you, the
Let me
foreigner
ask,
or he needs a cenomar also? It's not just the
Yes.
lady, correct?
Yes, if they got married here in the Philippines, the foreigner must also get a cenomar in the Philippine Statistic Office. Not only the woman, because me when I was get married of my husband, I get also a cenomar for my husband to prove that the foreign guy has no marriage in the Philippines.
Very
okay. Let
smart.
me ask you something. Stylish over 60 says, Sharon, what is the cost of an annulment in the Philippines, approximately, if you know?
Okay, approximately when one of my friend filed an annulment last 2013, it was cost before 250,000. It's packaged with a psychologist. Yeah, 250,000, and then it's a very long process. I think it needs 3 or more than 5 years the
Yeah.
process, but I don't know. I think for this time it more than 250,000 pesos for an annulment.
Yeah. A friend of mine here, he's Canadian. It took him 5 years to get the annulment and 300,000. I attended their wedding, by the way, back in April. He said it was 5 years, 300,000. It's not cheap, guys, over here. Okay, to
Married,
do
I
that.
was married in the Catholic Church, and so to prepare myself, I got an annulment, but it needs to be a church tribunal. It takes time. These are lawyers, and it goes according to canonical law. I mean, it's not that easy. It has to be something that is applied by law in the church with the church tribunal.
Is there common law marriage here, Fred or Sharon? One of you would probably know that.
Excuse me, sir.
Is there common law marriage here? Meaning, if you're with a woman for a certain amount of years, I think in America, 7 years, it's a common law marriage. And I don't know what that really means, if she has any rights to your Social Security, or do they have common law? If a couple's together for so many years, does it mean anything over here?
No, no common law here. But
Yeah.
here in the Philippines, if you are married, and if like the foreigner has a property here, and then if he married a Filipina woman, I think the law here is the property will become through conjugal property automatically, I think.
Okay.
Hey, Calvin, I had a friend that was with his girlfriend for a lot of years and everything else, and he passed on. So the only thing his girlfriend, well, they had kids together, so she wanted with the property, and the only thing the kids get is like Social Security, and
Hello.
that's it.
What does she want? What do you want? Booby's over here trying to bother everybody.
Well, she wants to be on the blog today. She has a lot to say.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, okay. Yeah. Think it's Philip.
And really, to apply for an annulment, you're like giving a life story. You're giving a biography. It's not, I mean, it's going to be a lot of pages, a lot of information, because like I said, they need to apply canon law to give you that annulment. It just doesn't pass without any good reason.
Well, and you have to, if you're over here, you have to be real careful, because another friend of mine over here, he wasted 2 years toward his annulment, and the lawyer screwed it up because of certain timelines and everything that you have to deal with. And so he's got to start over. He wasted 2 years, however much money he wasted, and now he's got to start over again. By the way, against probably my best advice, he's using that same lawyer again. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about today, guys. Insanity is doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. Look, if you watch him and you know who you are, get another damn lawyer. If he screws you over once, he's going to screw you over again. He's like,
And
well, you know.
let me add, you can get a church advocate. It's called a church advocate, and that person is like your liaison to the tribunal, and he's going to help you, to establish your case if you want that annulment.
Well, I don't know if they got that in the Philippines. Do they have that in the Philippines, Sharon? Because that would be considered a fixer or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think if you will have an annulment and then you get married at the church, you will have a seminar or both of you have talking together, because we are in the influence of Catholic Church, and then Catholic Church doesn't want to separate the couple. So perhaps they will try to fix the problem so that they will can be together again.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, everybody's been asking about James. Well, there's James right here, guys. He won't. Every time I ask him to come back on the show, he says he's busy, but here he is right here. You want me to send you the link, James? I can. Everybody wants to know. They're probably asking, did you get a cenomar on your wife, James? Are you officially married?
Right. Well, actually, James will have the good information. What he had to do to go through all of that.
Unless he did what Monroe did.
You know,
a sham marriage, Hopefully he got a cenomar.
If you don't have that annulment, you're not going to get married in the church again. That's for certain. That's the way it goes. You have to have that church annulment to be married in the church again if you were married the first time in the church.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. He never said what type of church it was. He said it was some type of Korean deal. Well, what religion are Koreans? Does anybody know?
No, but Sir Calvin, here in the Philippines, the pastor of other religion, they are accredited now to get married.
Okay. Killer Stilla 39 says, my girlfriend in Zamboanga finished her divorce. We have to go to the U.S. Embassy to get an affidavit and then marry. Well, what do you mean a divorce? Was she married to a foreigner? Because there's no divorce over here. See, this is where I was talking to a guy earlier this week, and he said, well, I didn't know about how things work over here in the Philippines, and he got himself involved in some stuff over here. So that's another thing, guys. Know what you're getting yourself into over here before you start signing papers and all kinds of stuff, buying stuff over here. Because it sounds like to me, Killer Stilla, that you need to do the cenomar. You need to do a little bit more research, unless she was married to a foreigner and they were married in America, one in Western countries, because there's no divorce over here. Well, that's what we want to ask, James. Did you get, okay, James said I had to show an apostille. So is that saying that you were single, James? Did she get a cenomar, James? Answer that. Mike Dorsonville said, did James get a cenomar? And then Derek says, he must be one of men going their own way. He said, don't get married. Then he says, vagina's not that important. I'm like, well, who's that's I guess that depends on who you're talking to.
I was almost married 7 times, Calvin. I met a girl from Colombia. I didn't know she was from Colombia. She said she was from Mexico. What she had done was she'd taken the birth certificate. They went like to a cemetery, got the name of a child that had died and got a birth certificate, and she was using that, and it went all the way up. I went into the Glendale city registrar, and we had a marriage certificate, and she had a fake name. And then she bailed out. She bailed out and went back to Colombia, but thank God.
Yeah, but what really kind of threw me a loop in Monroe's situation was this woman knew she was married and went through the whole process. He bought rings, he bought the gown, they got married in the church. He started the visa process. She knew all the time that she was married. This is the scary thing that I hope that you guys are seeing in this interview. This woman, she put on an Academy Award performance, Fred, to sit through all of that, knowing she's married.
So because of that, can she be charged with anything because of that? Or would Monroe have been in trouble?
Well, I'm pretty sure if he'd have brought charges up against her, she probably, brought it to the people's attention. Because remember, it never was a real marriage, so it wasn't registered with anybody. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So it wouldn't be polygamy because it wasn't a legitimate marriage.
Yeah, but Sir Calvin, I don't know the law of U.S. Embassy, because if he got already married, even that a Filipino woman is married from a Filipino guy first, but I think he must file an annulment, even his marriage to that Filipina is fake, because it happened to the father of my daughter. When before he met me, he had a fake marriage with a Filipino woman. The Filipino woman was married with a Filipino guy before they got married with the father of my daughter. And then when the father of my daughter, when we went to the embassy for us his legal capacity so that we can get married together, but the Belgian embassy said that even if your marriage is fake with your first Filipina, but you must file an annulment here in the Philippines. But I don't know the process in the United States.
No, but see, here's the thing, Sharon. It never was registered. It wasn't like there's no record of the marriage. This is what I'm saying. Because it wasn't real. It wasn't, he didn't register with the embassy. She didn't have the cenomar. They didn't have the marriage license or anything. So there's no record of it.
Oh.
See, now if he went through all of that and they got a record and then found out later that, yeah, she's married already, yeah, you probably did have to do an annulment, but he had none of that because it wasn't, he really came out, she lost out because this is a good guy. I met him in person. He's got, a beautiful home in America, beautiful retirement, the whole 9 yards, and he loved her. He did the right thing. He had all the right intentions. She screwed that up. There may never be another Monroe to come across her path again. See? So she lost out, and that's why I was telling him, you ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. It could happen to any of us because a lot of us, Fred.
Really nothing, an Academy Award winner, maybe she was, because I'm going to tell you, I worked with some of the legends in Hollywood on set, on screen. And this girl from Colombia, she came all the way up to the registrar's office, filled out the certificate for marriage, and then she got nervous. I couldn't see it happening. I couldn't see it coming. And there's no cenomar here in the United States.
Yeah. I'm just, just be careful. Try to know as much as you can about the lady. And when I tell you guys, see, her cousin was the one who blew the whistle, Fred. So I tell guys all the time, something I learned a long time ago when I was dealing with a woman over here. Her best friend told me, said, hey, she's the same age as me. She's 19 today. I'm thinking she's 22. I said, think about the emotion. I said, go around the family and friends. They will vet the woman for you. You don't need some fancy private investigator They're going to tell you everything you need to know. So the cousin tells him a year later at their anniversary party, Fred. Imagine that. Not only
But
did he
you're
have a
not,
sham marriage, he had a sham anniversary celebration. So she says,
you're
hey,
not only protecting yourself uh, with the money involved for the certificates and all the expenses for the wedding, you're involved emotionally. There's going to be some emotional damage. I got hurt. When this girl took off, I got hurt.
yeah, thanks, Coach J2 Trill for the super chat. Said this is a true eye opener, no doubt. It is, but there's so many stories out there like that. I'm sure you know a lot, Fred, but guys don't want to come forward. They're embarrassed. Because I asked him, I said, hey, did you tell anybody back home? Because they put us through the ringer when we come over here. And they'll tell you, don't go over there and get married and blah, blah, this. And of course, he said, you have to listen to that I told you so stuff. And he said he sat through that. He had to listen to it. But
You're setting yourself up to get hurt financially and emotionally. You're going to get hurt. It's a double-edged sword. It's really bad.
But what happened to him could have easily happened to a lot of us. I mean, choosing the wrong woman. A lot of us, man, he got unlucky. Most of the women over here that you meet, man, they're good women. They're not going to pull anything like that. They're not even going to think about pulling anything like that. But when you rush, that's what gets you in trouble over here. Because when you meet the woman, you don't really know who she is. In the first 2 weeks, it's not enough time. It's just not enough time, man. And we think we see something in them. And, oh, yeah, I had the feeling. That was your nut sacks being hot. You wanting some sex or whatever it is, attention or loving or something. You ain't got no more feeling than anybody else. Just take your time and get to know the lady. How long did you and Lynn know each other, Fred, before y'all got married?
About 2 years.
Yeah, see? Everything was out in the open by then, right, Fred?
Yeah, it was, but it's different when you live in a country. And because I was stationed there, most of us that were stationed in the Philippines during that time, we had the opportunity to get to know our future spouses better because we wasn't going back and forth and maybe staying there 2 weeks and come back 6 months later. So I got to know Lynn for a good 2 years before we got married.
Yeah.
So by the time we got married, I knew everything.
Yeah, but I tell guys, Fred, the Philippines isn't going nowhere. Okay,
No,
leave, come back, leave as many times as you need to get to know the lady. It's too much at stake, guys, when we get married, especially if you're taking them back to the West. I mean, it's just a lot at stake.
Well,
now,
Calvin, you said it before. We usually know what the issue is. You're back in the States, you get lonely. It's not easy to meet women back in the States anymore. Even the last time I was back there, I really saw a lot of stuff I didn't like. It's almost like you're in competition. A woman doesn't want to do this. She expects a guy to do this, but she don't want to do anything for the guy. So a lot of guys are leaving the States, they're taking their passport and they're moving to different countries, because they want to be treated better.
But there's no reason to get married right away.
Well, some guys do. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But we always hear about the stories that maybe not as successful. But I would love to hear some success stories where somebody met online and many, many years later they're still married.
Well, most of the stories that we get are success stories, Fred. That I get very few sob stories like that. Because they're proud. People like you have been married 33 years. You're proud. You come forward. You want to tell the world, I'm accepted. I beat the odds. But the guys who get the skillet over top of their head, they don't want to come forward because, the ego or whatever it is.
Well, Calvin, remember the first time around for me, I made a big mistake. I did the same thing that you've been telling everybody not to do. But the second time around, I was a lot smarter.
And I think he's going to be a lot smarter this second time around. Thanks, Malik Kowelli, for the super chat. He said, at least it wasn't Big Shirley. Yeah. But hell, I don't know, man. He like Robert was saying, the emotional baggage behind that. Because I told him, I said, man, my heart would have been broken.
Yeah.
I've been devastated for a little while, but good thing it took him, the pandemic helped him really because
Yeah.
he couldn't get back over here for 3 years.
Not to include the wasted time when you could have been on to better pursuits.
How long did you know your husband, Sharon, in person before y'all got married?
In person, we just only met the first time 1 month, and then we've been chatting 1 year before we met in person for the first time, and then go back to the LDR again, and then 2 years chatting before we decided to get married.
And he came back.
Yeah, he came back 2013, and then we got married January 2014.
Yeah. So how
Yeah,
long do
so
you think, is that a red flag when Filipinos want to get married to the foreigner so fast?
not I think some Filipino woman there is, but that's why the reason the main reason is the foreign guy must know better the Filipina, or he must be investigate, and like what they said here, foreign guy must make slowly but surely.
Well, Calvin, the way it used to be, if a woman wasn't married by the time she was it 22, 23, whatever, she was considered an old maid already.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it stems from, like, when you go to department stores, you see most of the people that work there, most of them are probably in their early 20s. And usually when they advertise for jobs, you'll see must be under 25. So if you're 25 and over, it's hard for you to get a job because you're already considered old already, some of the department stores.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I was
In
telling him
Mexico,
yesterday. I was telling
right
him
on
yesterday.
for jobs in Mexico, I was shocked. Anyone under 40, nobody over 40 needs to apply. Right on the public radio, a job announcement for Walmart in Mexico.
Yeah, over here it's usually like 30, but that's a great point, Fred, because I told him yesterday, I said, guys don't understand that a lot of times it's not a bad idea to date a young woman over here. Because the lady that he was getting ready to marry, listen to this, hold on to your seats. She was 42. And, by that time, there's a whole lot of red flags in that situation that he probably overlooked. Because by the time they 42 over here, man, my God, they shot, basically. That's just how it is. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to meet a young lady over here, because by the time they get a certain age, and then it's tough over here to make it. Is it tough over here, Sharon? Let's hear it from you. Is it tough over here for a single mother or just a single Filipino to make it?
Yes, I think because at this time there are quite a lot of single women now. That's why when it was happened to me, I told to myself, no, why am ashamed? Why I am ashamed that I am single mother, that I am not alone. There are quite a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. It
Yeah.
grinds them up. This system over here will grind them up. A lot of women you meet when they get up in a certain age, man, they suffering from something, man. Anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder. And we don't know it. We don't believe it. We just come over here, we see the beautiful face on the screen. We don't even try to get to know the women. We don't go around their families and try to get to know them. Imagine, nobody from her family attended that wedding. What kind of wedding was that, Fred? That's the red flag right there. I don't give a damn where her mother and father live. They would have attended that wedding. Okay? She would have asked you to buy them tickets to fly to the wedding, but she didn't invite them because they already knew she was married. So, that's a red flag over here, man. You know how important family is over here.
Actually,
very
really, in a normal marriage, on the wedding certificate, the family members are some of the witnesses. In a normal marriage,
Now, who attended your wedding, Sharon?
So much. My uncle, who is one of my sponsor, my friend, and family friend, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister-in-law. Yeah, so much. I think
Yeah,
we
which
were
was a,
15.
yeah. Was it a proud moment for you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Be-
right.
Because
That's the
because
point.
my husband doesn't want that my parents will not attend. I mean they are not at, they were not in my wedding. So my me and my husband decide, okay, it's very important that the parent was on the wedding.
Yeah. Now, but that's the point I'm trying to make. It's a proud moment. If a Filipina gets married in the Philippines and her mother and father is still alive, will they attend that wedding?
Yes.
Absolutely, they will. Where did you get married, Fred? Here?
I got married in the Philippines. Yes.
Was her parents still alive?
Oh yeah. You
Did they
know,
attend
and
the wedding? Did they attend the
no,
wedding?
no, because we got married by a judge, and
Well, that's
that's just,
okay.
yeah. We went because I wanted to have a wedding, but my wife didn't want to have it because she said it was really a waste of money. So we got married by the judge, and we did something with the family later. So it was my best friend was there, and his future wife was with him. So those were our witness.
So what did y'all end up doing later on? Like a reception or something?
We just just had a little something at the house. So that was
Was the
about it.
parents there?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they came, right?
yeah. Well, they didn't live that far away from where we were at. Just short drive. And actually, where our house is at, it's on a lot where our original family house was at. So we tore it down. So it's a newer house that sits on it.
Yeah.
So it's the same place.
Now, Sharon, you can answer this. China's Vulcan, he says, does the Filipino want everyone to know who she's married to?
Oh yes, there are some Filipino women proud that they got married, and then yes, and then they are proud also to their partner, that I'm getting married, and then this is my husband, his name is like that.
Yeah. Uh, that's what I'm saying. It's a proud moment, guys. Don't be fooled. If you're getting married over here and nobody shows up but you and her, you may want to do some, you may want to postpone that wedding. Rail Jam Rock says, check out AV in the Philippines channel. He got married 1 month after meeting a Filipina, and they split on the wedding night. Wow.
Yes, I saw that channel. Sir Calvin. You can watch his channel. It's true that they got married, and then after the foreign guy has a best friend, Filipina best friend, but it's a woman. But that best friend of that guy pretend that she is a wife. Yeah, you can see, it's very interesting. You can watch their channel.
Sharon, do you mind if I ask Karen or Sharon a question? Do most Filipinas, do they want to be, because it's mostly Catholic, I think 80% are Catholic, do they want to be married in the church, or do they want to be married in a civil marriage? What's their dream?
Okay, most of the Filipino women dream to have a married in the church, but it's depend of both of you if where you decide to get married on the church or on civil wedding. Because there are some Filipina, if they talk to their partner, and then their partner said that it's okay, can we get married first on civil, and then later on we save money for church, they can understand. But there are some Filipino women will demand to get married on you directly on the church. But me, on my part, wedding for the church and wedding for civil wedding are only the same, just only a paper. The difference of the Catholic Church that you have a bless from the priest, but it's the same. If you are married on the church and you are married in the civil wedding, you have the same marriage certificate.
So Sharon,
And a quick,
who pays for the marriage?
My
yes.
husband's were.
Okay, they pay for it. The husband pays for it, not the parents of the bride.
And no, my husband.
Yeah, because I know that's supposed to be the tradition in America, right? The bride's family's supposed to pay for the wedding. That'll never happen.
What can you expect a wedding at the church? What can you expect that to be a normal cost out of pocket?
Okay, the normal cost is better that you get married in civil wedding because it costs you less. If you will get married in the church, it will cost you 500,000 pesos because the church, the wedding gown, you must rent a car, and then the reception, you must pay the venue of the reception. So better that when you get married on the church, you must keep 800,000 or 500,000, depending on the what kind of woman if she wants a
Right.
very bodacious wedding. But if you want to marry a civil wedding, just only cost you 20,000 to 30,000 pesos. It's depend where would you like to eat. You will eat on the restaurant with family only, something like that. More on it costs you more in the church.
Yeah. Now, a friend of mine, well, his wife, his fiance ran off from him, Fred, over here. He's a Filipino man. And I was going to sponsor him his shirt. You know, I told him, hey, I'll sponsor you 5,000 pesos. But hell, that was in August. Now I come find out she done ran off and they've canceled the wedding. But his budget was 270,000 pesos.
Yeah.
He was going to buy a 20,000 peso gown for the woman, but they live in the squatter area. So that's why one of the sponsors said, hey, I'm backing out of this. You need to spend that 270,000 on something more meaningful than this wedding. He
Yeah.
said, you know, help fix up your house that you living in. Go get married in front of the judge. So he backed out, and I guess the woman figured, well, the hell, she ran off, and he hadn't seen her since. But yeah, his was 270,000.
Yeah, and me, if I will marry again with my Mr. Right man will come, I would like to marry in a pastor, pastor or civil wedding again. No, I don't want to have a church wedding because it costs more. I am be practical now, and then if the money that you spend on the church wedding, you must keep it for your future later on.
Yeah, I was reading online, which it don't really mean anything, but the more it says the couples who spend the most on the wedding end up staying together the least. And it's usually the people who get married, like you, Fred. You got married a civil wedding. Hell, look at you. 33 years later, you're still married.
Yep.
You know, a lot of these women in America, man, they don't want to marry you. They want a wedding. That's all they want. They don't want a marriage. They want a wedding. It's a big difference, man.
That's right, Calvin.
It's all
You
for
hit
show.
that square on the.
It's all for show, man.
They
Yeah.
don't want to marry. They want a wedding. You're correct. That's correct.
Tom D says, Maribel and I got married in the church of North Cebu back in 2001, and it cost a fortune. Absolutely. It cost a fortune. Now, RV says no dowry here in the Philippines. I think, unless, you're Muslim. And I'm thinking that maybe there is a dowry. Because some of those places now, down in Mindanao, there's an autonomous region, meaning they got their own laws and everything separate from the Philippines. That's been, for some time now.
Another question, Sharon. How does the public, what's the perception for your neighbors, your friends, your family, if you're living together? Maybe you're living together 2 years. Maybe you're living together 5 years before you get married. Are there any repercussions or any stigma attached to that?
No, no.
Yeah, a lot of people are living, a lot of live-ins over here.
Well,
Okay, so
actually,
there's
over the
no.
years, everything has changed in the Philippines from what it was
Mm.
like when I was there to the way it is now. So it's not unusual to see, uh, you know, uh, foreigners living with Filipinos or Filipino living with Filipinos and not being married, and having kids and stuff like that. So it's nothing new there.
Yeah, Stephen
Okay.
and Ellie Adventures. Check out his channel because they own a house. They just they bought a house over here, and they're going to be moving over here in the next few years. I think Stephen, he's retired, but he's a cross guard for the school. He says we did get married in the USA and had a celebration in the Philippines. We could not find a father or priest to hold a wedding in a Catholic church there in the Philippines. They're very strict about that. What's so strict about it, Sharon? Why are they so strict?
Because before you get married, you must apply a marriage license from local civil register, and then after you will bring it to the church, and then after you will have a seminar of the church about family matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Rand says anyone can tell me what's the best time to book a ticket. Well, I did some research. The best time to buy international tickets on Thursday. And the further out you can book it, the better price you're going to receive. But if you come into the Philippines, don't come over here in December. It's going to cost you because Filipinos come from all over the world. They come back home for Christmas, and that drives the price of the ticket up. A friend of mine who he was slated to come in December, but the prices were outrageous. So now he's coming in November, where he
And
can
Calvin,
get a
I noticed when I was booking my ticket, if you look at a Tuesday or a Thursday,
yeah.
tickets are usually pretty cheap, way down. But any other day you want to fly, especially the weekends, the prices are up there.
Yeah, avoid the weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They're gonna, like he said, he's watching the Bills beating the brakes off the Titans. The airlines are gonna beat the brakes off you if you try to buy international ticket to the Philippines on the weekend. Okay, here's Rock Harmon. He says spend 30,000 pesos on the wedding and 250,000 pesos on the 10-year anniversary if you're still married. And see, that's a good idea. You know, at least you're getting your money's worth, Rock.
Yeah.
That way you're getting your good money's worth out of the deal. But yeah, again, I'm putting Monroe into my Hall of Fame, Fred, because he had the courage to come out and tell that story, man. I'd have been embarrassed.
Well,
I
he was
mean,
pretty cool about it. I got to tell you that.
yeah,
Kept
that's
his
what I'm saying.
composure and
Yeah,
everything else. So uh, that's the true nice guy and everything else. And the lady he was with, she messed up because all she had to do was just tell him the truth. They could have went from there.
yeah. He said he was going. He said he was
Yeah,
going to pay for the annulment. He said I was crazy
yeah,
about it, man.
yeah.
But
I heard him say that.
it was so. I'm gonna tell you, he's a great guy. Like I said, we ate dinner at my house last night. That's where I did the interview, man. But
Yeah,
I tell you what, I wanted to die laughing at so much of the stuff he was saying. It was just so funny. It wasn't funny, but it was funny.
right.
And oh man,
But like I said, what happened to him happened to other people too. And
oh yeah,
he took it pretty well, where someone else may not have taken it as well.
absolutely, yeah. Well, I guess he took it. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. He had to have been disappointed. He was loving this woman that much to do all of that.
Yeah,
Not only did he
yeah,
come over here and marry her, he was supporting
sure.
her and the son. Then he came back for the anniversary celebration. He went ahead with
Yeah,
the visa application. He really loved her, man, And then to find out that she's married already and all of it was a sham. Oh, man. Now he's got to tuck his tail between his legs and go back home and tell everybody they're sitting there with balloons and stuff at the airport. Congratulations on your wedding. And then he has to tell them, well, it was all a sham. How crazy would that be if you had
Yeah.
to do that, man? He like I said, he's in my Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, guys, but I have to put him in there for that. And then, but to his credit, he rewarded the whistleblower. He took her to Barakai, and this time around, the woman who pulled his skirt and said, hey, she's married already. He came back, took her to Barakai and few other places, Fred. So, bravo to him. Well, Malik Kweli says at least he walked away clean. Well, maybe financially, but emotionally, I don't believe. Has anybody on the panel had their heart broken, really broken before?
Yeah, I did.
Me, I
Yeah.
did.
So it's not easy to walk away from, is it?
No.
No, it's you are black of the depression.
Absolutely. If you really love, and everybody out there watching, we've all been in love.
Sure.
Everybody said their heart broke. If
He's
you
got-
hadn't, it's coming. It's not easy to walk away from, man. I mean, it's like you can't see, you can't think.
Lindsay, the Philippines people don't know about the Catholic priest stories. The stories about them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Because America's sending a lot of them over here, and they doing the same stuff over here that they were doing over there in America. They sent the black priest
Looks
over
like
here.
I'm off the air again.
He was accused.
Another technical difficulty.
Well, we can hear you. We can hear you, Robert.
Actually, I can see you too.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
He was accused of sexually molesting children in the States. So the Catholic Church over in America swept it under the rug and moved him over here to the Philippines. And I'll be damned if he didn't over here. Yeah, Robert, you got to come out this way.
You got some noise there.
I got to mute you right now.
You definitely got some noise going on there.
Yeah, he got some noise going on over there. Is he fixed yet? No, it's not the man who usually wants marriage. We fall in love first, according to psychologists. Men fall in love first. And then once you fall in love, you just about agree to every damn thing the woman says. Do you see a difference, Sharon, when a man falls in love with you? Do you see a difference? Is he more agreeable and everything?
Yes, there is a different if the guy or if the man fall in love to the woman because they can do everything for to the girl happy. That's why we called love is blind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because if we feel in love to that person, we cannot see what is the bad for him or her. For us, he or she is perfect.
Yeah, Mike. I'm giving Monroe all the credit in the world. I already said she was the loser in all of this.
Right.
He had the best of intentions.
Yes.
I mean, really, the only thing I fault him for is he didn't do his research. He could have easily avoided all of that. The cenomar only 200 pesos. I mean, what is that? $3 and something right now because the exchange rate, I forgot to tell you, is 57.37 as we speak. So, 200 and that's like $3.40 or something like that. And he could have avoided all of that. But no, I don't fault him. I didn't say he did anything wrong. He had the best of intentions. She screwed up because there probably will never ever be another Monroe to come across her path. See, this is what I'm telling you about the difference between Filipinos now and then. When I was coming over here, they knew the value of a foreign man when he came over here. They wasn't tossing anybody back in the dating scene. They had their hands on you. They kept you. But now they think like, oh, well, I can get another one and, oh, this ain't no big deal. Okay, you keep thinking that. That's not true. The numbers have slowed down tremendously. He was the first guy in a long time to come and visit me, Fred.
Yeah.
They were coming like twice a week for a minute there. It slowed way down. So if you're a Filipino and you watch it and you get a good man that flies all the way over, first he pays all that money for the ticket. Then they think that 20-hour flight and some people it's 30 hours and all that is easy.
Nope.
If he makes that trip over just to see your little crusty ass, you should be happy as hell. You know, that's a fact. You know, don't take that for granted. You know, because, you know, how many times is that going to happen? Very few, guys, okay? Hey,
Well,
David asked the super chat. He said, Calvin, what advice would the panel, offer the American woman to help keep their men in America? The search for quality women has gone global. Well, there's nothing you can do. That cat's out of the bag. You want to answer that, Fred?
It's a lot of YouTube channels. Please act right. Check that brother out, and you know he'll tell you a lot of stuff. And he actually has women that come on, and you know they'll say how you keep your man where other women don't agree. So usually I try not to go there, Kelvin. You know, I mean, I don't live back in the States. I mean, it's different out here. Just some of the things I did see in the States, I didn't care for. I don't like a woman that's loud. You know, shouting at me, screaming, you know, like I'm somewhere else. I ain't got no time for that. And then the thing is, what I like, you know, been married, you know, to Lynn, you know, I mean, just like, you know, you're married to, you know, your lady, I mean, you're with your lady and all that is the way they treat us. I listen to everything Lynn got to say. We make decisions together. Okay. You know, where you're back in the States, women's make more money than you. She's going to say, well, I make more money than you. It becomes a matter who makes the most money. It doesn't make any difference. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And they're always ready to put you out a lot of times. Get your own place because we tired of getting put out over there. You know, what they'll do, what I don't like about American culture, period, guys, listen to this. They will focus on the one wrong thing you did and ignore the thousands of right things that you did.
Yeah.
They'll counsel you for one mistake you make. Forget about it the whole other 30 years that you've been doing good and all of that. Man, that's crazy, man. I don't want any parts of that. The women have bought into that, okay? And I don't have any time for it anymore, and I'm not going to put up with it. I'm going to go somewhere where that's foolishness, and that's foolishness over here. Now, I don't know who this Jonah Lynn is. Lucero says, I want to send you a very important message. What's your address? Well, here's my email address if it's that important, but I'm not going to tell you where I live. I don't know you. Really, I mean, you know, what's so damn important that you can't, you know.
And the thing is, that they seem to think that when men leave the States and, you know, we meet women in other countries that we're looking for a woman to be our slave. I wasn't looking for nobody to be my slave. I was looking for, you know, a partner, you know, someone I could share things with, you know, someone I could raise a family with, you know, where I remember my friend before he passed on, he was telling me if Lynn made more money than I did, I would feel jealous. I'm trying to figure out why would I feel jealous?
Yeah.
I mean, she making more money. Hey, I'm happy for her. I never had a problem with that.
Now, how does a woman, what is the role of the man over here, Sharon?
The role of the man here is to take care of his family.
Okay. And so what about the woman in respects to the man? Okay, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm taking care of my family, I'm not at the bar, I'm not women chasing, then what are you going to do for me?
You must spec together, both couple, and then you decide together what is your plan, all your decision. You must talk about it together if you are agree to each other. Because if the one agree and then the one didn't agree, it's a big problem.
I mean, so if the man comes home, you still going to rub his back and make his lunch, right?
Yes.
They don't do. See, they stopped doing that. When I was little, my mother would make my father's lunch, Fred. Good luck trying to get that done today. You
Tell
know,
you to
you
go
make
make your
your
own
own
lunch.
lunch. You know,
Yeah, get your own food.
you can make. You know, my ex-American wife, it was her favorite. I'm not a slave. Slavery days is over. You know, and all that old petty stuff. Who wants to listen to that foolishness? Now,
Kelvin, when I was back in the States last year, we were over at my sister's house. I was staying with my sister and her husband. And of course, me and Lynn. So when the food was prepared, Lynn fixed me a plate and she brought it over and put it on the tray. Okay.
yeah.
So her husband looked at, and what did my sister say? Don't you expect anything like that? That's what she said.
Yeah.
So I just cracked up, you know.
That's the attitude of a Filipino woman. Even me, when I was
Yeah.
living together with my husband, I
Yeah.
cook, I make laundry, wash the plate, and then even she was in front of her, in front of his computer, I'm gonna ask, "Would you like to tea, coffee?" And then I put it close to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are like that. We are very caring and
Yeah, you are.
loving.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because Linda's still in the workforce. And, you know, like when she cooks, I got to race her to the sink to wash the dishes because she'll cook and she'll wash it. But she
Yes.
works, Sharon. You know, I mean, I'm retired now. So I need to share, you know, some of the stuff here in the house.
Jason Anderson said, so the dating game in the Philippines is getting more competitive for men. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but you will run into women like that. And those are women that you throw back. When you see, excuse me, women acting like, oh, you're nothing. They take you for granted. Those are the ones, that's a red flag now. You see that more often than you did
Yeah.
before. But no, there's still a great market over here. There's so
Sure.
many beautiful women over here, inside and out. I would take the Filipino over any woman. I was wait, you know, people say, well, you don't like black women. No, that's not true. I just have a preference right now in my part of my life right now. I was raised by a black woman. I got 4 beautiful black daughters. I was married to a black woman for 18 years. I don't have to prove how much I love black women just because I want to date a Filipina. See, that's the type of stuff I have to get away from over in America. Everybody's got preferences. But no, it's not competitive. You got, man, this dating scene over here is still great. We messing it up, though. Not them. It's us.
Well, you know, it can come right from Sharon, because I watch Sharon's blog. She's got ladies she's interviewing, and everything else. She's not putting information out there, but it's just telling the guys when you come there how you can meet a nice Filipino lady. Hello doesn't cost anything. You know, if they don't want to be bothered, they'll let you know in a polite way. You know, I got a boyfriend, I got a husband, or something like that. Am I right, Sharon?
Yes.
But Sharon told us already that you don't have to do all that slick talking. You
Well,
say
she's right.
hello, my name
But
is
guys,
John.
but some people think you still have to do that. You don't.
I've seen John do it. And John wasn't the most handsome guy in the world. I tell you what, it wasn't a woman over here that John couldn't have had, man. John
Yeah.
had women just blushing and just falling all out for him, man, because he would say the simplest stuff. But you come over here, most of us were afraid to talk to women because beauty still intimidates us.
Sure does.
And over here, you see a beautiful woman over here, she don't even consider herself beautiful. No one's ever told her she was beautiful. So, you know, they're real humble. But we see a beautiful woman, man, we scared to death. We shaking in our boots. And anybody watching this is lying. 99% of you, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be on the channel. You'd be somewhere else out there dating them beautiful women.
Well, you know, Calvin, when I was, you know, back in the States, you go in a place, you come across a beautiful woman. It's like you have to stand in line just to say hello. And I said, I'm not going through all this foolishness, you know. And that was the problem. Most women, they knew they were beautiful, and they used their beauty to their advantage. Where they're in the Philippines, you don't see that. They're natural. So you bring some of your Western thinking over there, and you think it's the same way in the Philippines. It's not.
It's not. So we don't even, you know what they say, a closed mouth won't get fed. Well, you're going to end up with that 3 when you get off the damn
Yeah.
plane, and you're going to be complaining to me like guys are complaining to me now. Oh, she's happy, but I'm not. Well, open your damn mouth. Say hello to somebody over here. But we want the easy way, Sharon. We want to meet you online because it's easy, guys. I understand that. And you say, well, I'm coming 8,000 miles. Well, if you want to get online, wait till you get online. Wait till you get over here. It makes it even better, guys. That's the trick. If you're going to get online, wait till you get here. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, because you're already here. She's not going to be able to play all of them games that she plays with you when you're way over there. If you say, hey, look, I'm already here. Let's meet at Ayala Mall for lunch. And she's all that, blah, 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 blah. Then you go to the next until you find one who said, oh, wow, you're here already? Yeah.
Because me, I didn't choose. For me, physical affection or physical appearance, it doesn't matter for me. The more important for me is what is inside of his heart. He is a good person, respectful, because physical, it can change when you will getting older, but the attitude that they have inside their heart, it will never change.
Yeah. I was told when I got over here that being with the right Filipino, I'm not saying this all of them, can't generalize all of them. If you're with the right Filipino, it's like being on your honeymoon every single day. It actually gets better. It's funny, man, because I'm a Gemini, man. Y'all may not believe in all that stars lining up and stuff, the universe and all that, but I get bored with women real fast, with anything. But with Marilyn, man, it's different. It's getting better and better, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, it's like, I'm more hungry.
Oh, yeah.
I want more. Give me a second helping, Fred, if I can get it.
Okay,
But
and Sir Calvin, okay, can I ask favor, Sir Calvin? Can you shout out Mr. Ralph from Please Act Right?
Oh, okay, Mr. Ralph. Hey, well, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had one of
Raul.
he had one of my videos on there one time.
Actually, one of the couple ones I watched, you popped up on there again, Kelvin.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, but it's nice stuff is what I'm saying. He just, proving the point. Yeah.
But see, now everybody's trying to copy what he's doing over here. I've seen a couple of those channels doing those reaction videos and stuff. I'm not going to bite into that one. I don't want to do that. But he does it good. He's got a good thing going.
Yeah.
And I give him a shout out. They said RLV said he's supposed to be coming here in October or November.
Oh, okay.
Mike Dawsonville, thanks for that super chat. He says, you have to remember that Filipinos have the home field advantage. Be careful, guys. Slow down. Pump your brakes. Their attentions are very calculated. Yeah, especially the ones who are online. There's a reason she's online, but if I tell them that, they don't believe it. When I asked Sharon, she was honest. She said, yeah, I wanted a foreign man because, I wanted somebody to help me. I was tired of dealing with Filipino men. But there's a reason that they put themselves right in your path where you're not chasing women, Fred. These women are standing still, but we think we have to chase them. They already know what's going on. I already know what to do to get you over here and to keep you over here. And we act like robots. We buy right into it. And next thing you know, we done bought.
Hey, Calvin, I figure out my age. If I was a single guy, I ain't chasing nobody. I'll just sit at the table. I'm old. Hey, come over and sit down. You can chase me. I'm not chasing you.
But these women are, women that are standing still over here.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. They can't go anywhere.
Calvin, like you go to the mall, Sherry, you go to the mall, I go to the mall, it's like your head, it swivels 360 degrees. Just when you think you see one fine lady, here comes another one, that's finer than the one that you saw before, Okay. But I guess I'm trying to say they're all approachable if you go up and say hello.
Yeah, see, that's a problem we have too, Fred, over here.
Yeah.
You have that rubberneck syndrome. Over here, that roving eye, it'll get you in trouble over here that's why be careful, slow down, make sure when you get with a woman and you commit, you make that commitment, she's the one you want, because if not, you're going to see a nicer looking one every single day, probably 5 times a day. And, you know, they won't respect you then if you're jumping from one woman to the next. So you know,
Yeah.
you got to go a little deeper than the looks, because there's some beautiful women over here, man.
Sure.
You just doing on the outside. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
Sharon, he wants to know, give us 3 red flags that we should look out for and say, no, that's not the right Filipino.
When it comes to
Okay.
foreigner.
Yeah, okay. If the woman didn't tell you everything, and then if she asks you so much and she demand you so many things, and keep secrets to you.
Yeah, well, that's 3. Well, you know, everybody
Yeah.
knows that, you know, people say if she asks for money, yeah, that's a red flag, because most Filipinos, they're not going to ask for money. They're not that stupid. Filipinos, they know what their reputation is around the world, guys. They have a reputation of being gold diggers, even though it's not true. So a Filipino in her right mind will never ask you for money. She knows about the unspoken agreement. She knows she doesn't have to ask you. You heard what Marilyn said on that vlog we did. She said, I already know what he's supposed to do. And I already know what I'm supposed to do. But they'll never ask you for money. If a woman doesn't want to introduce you to her family, that's a red flag.
Or Kelvin, when you're sitting there having a conversation and you ask her a question and she doesn't want to answer it, or she's hesitant and won't answer, and pretend she don't know what the question is. You know, all of a sudden I don't understand English anymore.
She's
You know, it's such a big advantage having Sharon here, and I want to take advantage of that Filipina viewpoint, because it's very valuable to know the inside perspective from a Filipina. How do you approach a girl who's graduated, she's supporting her family? How do you walk that line?
I think here in the family,
let me make
it's,
what are you talking about, Robert? Just be a little bit more simple, a little bit more plain.
Okay, if you want her to take time off, I mean, that's money coming from, she's supporting her parents, and that they put her through school, they supported her, and now she's there to support them. She has prior obligations. So how do you navigate that? How do you manage that?
okay. Filipino people can manage that, but before that, if she will get married, and then but before she get married, she has a responsibility to her parents, and then after she get married, she must talk to her husband that, you know, I must continue this obligation for my parents because my parents need me, and then it's her money that it's her income to give to her parents. She will never ask it from her husband, because here children is, I mean, Filipino people or Filipino women have respect, and like we threw back, or we give it back to our parents what they did to us when we were children, how they take good care of us when we were children. So it's a kind of reward to them. That's why we support them.
Yeah.
Do you realize but do you realize that in the West, the Western thinking, my parents supported me. My parents, I mean, they couldn't send, they had 4 boys, couldn't send us all to college, but we found our own way. But when things came up, we always got our support from our family, from our parents. It's really a different dynamic.
Yes, because here most of the Filipino people doesn't have so much income, especially about the parents.
Yeah,
okay,
Robert,
so should a man step up and give her an allowance? Should we volunteer an allowance?
No, it's up to the guy if he volunteer an allowance to her girlfriend, and if not, I think if the woman understand that, and then especially if she has her own income. So it's not the guy, it's not the obligation of the man to give an allowance. It's up to the guy if he really want to give allowance or support to her girlfriend, even she has an
Well,
even she has her own income.
I think we need to understand somebody needs to bridge the gap. I mean, it's just if the money's not there, you can just people suffer. Pull the economic from under the table. The parents, they're going to suffer. So I think it's a wise decision to just, well, like John. John was giving money to his girl's family to help, right, Calvin?
Yeah, but see, I've answered that question 1,000
Yeah.
times. Most of the women that we date over here, they're the breadwinners. So if you take her away from the family, you got to replace that money. You got to put that money back. If she's the one supporting the parents, supporting the family, and now all of a sudden you want her to take 2 weeks off and travel with you around the Philippines, well, you need to give that family the money that's going to be missing for the 2 weeks. I've said that 1,000 times. Even when you marry them, guys, the majority of the women that date us over here are the breadwinners. Sharon, you was the breadwinner in your family. Am I correct?
In my own family, but to support my parents, I am not the only one because my brother helping
Yeah,
me
but
also.
I mean, you were supporting your family. You wasn't just
Yes.
making
Mm.
money and
Sure.
going out to the
Mm.
karaoke place and drinking it up every week.
Yes.
You were supporting your family. So if I take
Yeah.
Mm.
you out of that family and marry you and take you to my country,
Mm.
that money you was giving your parents is going to go missing,
Yes.
right? So I
Yes.
got to replace that. It would be unthinking of me not to replace that. That'd be a red flag for Filipinos. If I'm dating a foreigner and he takes me from my family and don't want to help my family now. I'm the breadwinner. I'm the one paying the bills and all this, buying the rice. Now I'm not there anymore, but then he wants to get mad at me because I asked him, hey, can you buy the sack of rice this month since I'm with you in
He
Baraka?
wants something for free.
Yeah. Now let me answer this because this is the exception, guys, right here that Manila Martin was talking about. Okay. DJ Buck is asking, he says, yeah, that's good to read, my friend. I wouldn't want to marry a woman that wants me for my money. That's not my definition of love. Well, let me tell you something over here. You're dealing with something different over here. When the woman meets you initially, it is about the finances. That's why she's dating a foreigner. It's up to you to make it out of something better than that or to realize real quick that it's not evolving into something other than that. It's not evolving into love. But if you think you're going to come over here and a woman's going to reach out 8,000 miles for you and not expect anything, man, you crazy. You need to stay over there where you are. His nieces are the exception to the rule. And they married a foreigner because even though they may not have a job, he said he had two nieces that married two white guys over here and they didn't have a job. Well, they can sign that visa. They can do that. There's a reason, guys, because you have to understand there's plenty Filipino men here already that they can date. Okay, that's their preference. Filipinos prefer Filipino men. Don't ever get that wrong. Okay,
Okay,
something's
I have
happening.
another critical point. Another critical point along the same line. Now you pulled her away from the family. You make up the reserve. You're helping out, trying to balance the load. Pulling your fair share. You don't want nothing for free anyway. Now, what about when the cousins and the brothers and aunts and uncles, they know you're married to a foreigner now? Okay, so here's the question. Should they come to her or should they come to you? And which is the better way to go? And how do you manage that?
Well, you getting complicated, man. Say it again. Keep it plain, Robert, because a lot of us we can't. You going over our heads now. Say it again. Say it slow.
But does the Filipina want her family to come to her to ask you for money and help? Or is it better if she says, hey, go ask Robert, maybe he can help you out?
That's
No,
not
you know,
going.
there are some family asking money or asking help, but it's depend of the person if if she gives or not. Because me, some of my family asking help for me, but sometimes I say no.
Well, they certainly not going to. She's going to be the buffer between you and the family, Robert. They're never going to ask you for anything, and she's never going to tell them go ask Robert. That's not going to happen over here. It never happened to me. And she may say, "Oh, such and such said, can she borrow?" They'll ask her as if it's her money. They'll say, "Hey, Marilyn, let me borrow 10,000 pesos," knowing that Marilyn don't have 10,000 pesos. Calvin's got 10,000 pesos. That's how they do that over here. Okay, that's the translation, Robert, meaning, "Can I borrow 10,000 from Calvin?" But they're not ever going to ask me. It's not going to work that way. That's just how it is. Let's see what he says. Hakeem Travel Adventure says they are gold diggers. Oh, I meet here where so I play some game I use the same way. Oh, you mean all the gold diggers that you meet? That's not going to be that many, really.
I'm just wondering what type of circles he run around in if he's meeting a lot
That's
of
what
gold
I'm saying.
diggers.
Yeah. You're meeting a lot of gold diggers. It just hasn't been my experience. Do they want me because of what I can offer? Absolutely. But see, why do we always ask? I was talking to Monroe about this last night.
Yeah.
And I've talked to y'all about it so many times. Why do we always keep the focus on what the Filipino wants? What do you want? What are you over here 8,000 miles away from home? What are you looking for? That's what we need to be focused on. Don't worry about what the Filipinos focused on. What are you focused on? See, and that deflects, when we keep the focus on the Filipino, it deflects the attention from us. So what is it that you want? When the Philippine, okay, now tell Sharon what you want, guys, instead of asking Sharon what does she want, what do you want? Somebody put it up there. What do they want? Don't be all that old, oh, I just want a companion. No, you know what you want, but you're afraid to say it. The Filipino wins because she's not afraid to tell you what she wants. And she knows what she wants, and that's why she gets it. You don't get what you want because you beating around the bush and lying and everything. You ain't get on a plane and come 8,000 miles away to go to see a damn Filipino cultural dance routine. Right? They didn't do that. They know that. They know what do these foreign men want, Sharon? Because you dated foreign men before. What do they want? Be honest. Can you be honest?
Okay, yeah. When my husband told it to me, they want a Filipina because Filipina is kind and respectful and family oriented and taking care good of their companion or husband.
The sex enter into the conversation. Is sex enter into the conversation? This is an adult channel.
Yes, also because it's include because you are a partner.
Now, was your husband older than you?
Yes, when we met, I was 33, and then he was 55, I think, because there
Right.
were 20 years gap between me, 20 or 22 years.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want a sexy young Filipina.
And
Okay,
hot,
the lights are damn fire when it goes
hot,
out.
yeah,
When it
hot
goes
young
out,
Filipino.
yeah, that's what we want. But we're afraid to say that. We'll say everything else. I want a young, beautiful Filipino that lights my damn fire because my fire had went out over there, Fred. When I got over here, it wasn't nothing but a bunch of smoke. I
Well,
needed that.
you know, Calvin, when I would meet ladies and stuff, I like to know what they got up here. Because if you got up here, everything else, a fall in line, all of the stuff will come later. It all depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, yeah, I
You know,
get that.
and I like to tell, yeah, I know, but we saying guys are going 50 miles away. We already know what a lot of guys go over there for. But what I think about sometimes, do you go over, you meet a nice girl, and the first thing a guy may be thinking, well, can I lead her on to the bedroom and stuff like that? But you're not even getting to know the woman. You know, you're thinking sexually, and you're not thinking about knowing her. So you come 5,000 miles away and don't want to know her better before you carry the relationship further. You know.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is we never even talk about that, Fred. We never even talk about, well, we want an intelligent woman. We don't talk about, and we never talk about what we want. We always talk about what the Filipino wants. Yeah, you got a point there. Yeah, it all depends on what you want, but
Yeah,
you have to want something. You don't
Well,
just wake up one morning and get on a plane and come 8,000 miles and say, oh, I'm here in the Philippines. You coming over here for something, whatever it is you are.
yeah.
That's what you need to express to the woman. But we don't do that. We always, oh, they gold diggers, or they only want this, or I don't want a woman that wants my money only. Well, the woman might be saying, I don't want a man that wants sex only. See? But we keep the focus on the Filipino. It's not fair. It's, you know, if you're going to talk about what she wants, then talk about what you want too. That's even the ball, even the playing field. What do you want, Robert, when you come over here? Can you tell
Well,
us?
you know, Calvin, remember when you told I told you that there's two people in my life that care about my happiness and care about my safety, my father and you, Calvin. And you know, do you remember what you told me?
I done told you so much, Robert. I can't remember.
You told me put yourself on the list, Robert.
That's right. That's right. So what do you want when you get over here? What are you looking for, Robert?
I am tired of being sexually frustrated. I live alone. I haven't been on a date since 2017. I'm fixing up an old fixer-upper mobile home. That's going to be my startup emergency fund. And then I have my pension now. So that's gone up a little bit. I think it's around $65,000, $1,200. And I expect to get there and keep myself busy working out, lifting weights, running, jogging, find a good restaurant. I want to get settled in first, make sure I have a refrigerator. I'm not going to have anything to offer anyone to begin with, so I want to get settled in first. I'm just going to keep things in check. My father told me when I was young, keep it zipped up.
Yeah. Well, see, he said you complicating it. But at least, okay. You know, you might say, you did say you sexually frustrated. Of course, you know, once the dust settles, it's going to be more than that. It's going to take more than that to keep you around the woman.
First of all, I realize, Calvin, there's going to be a language difference. So I don't mind just looking at her, engaging in her beauty, you know, playing with her hair, you know, the soft, beautiful skin. I don't need much communication. I think we can communicate non-verbally and get the message across.
Yeah, the old Sarge says, is asking for money based on need, or is it based on greed, or a combination of both? That makes a difference in what I would give. Well, when you first meet a woman, she shouldn't be asking you for money. It's like you asking her, take off all your clothes and show me everything you got. She's not going to do that. So that would be a red flag to her. When you get over here,
And really, to answer your question, Calvin, we want to help people there. We want to give people help. We want them to be safe. Most of all, you want a safe experience. You want to stay healthy. You asked me what I would do. First thing I'm going to do, and I've done this in the past, I'm not going to change. Like Sharon said, you don't change, right, Sharon? I'm going to take her for a medical exam, and I'm going to offer to go myself. We're going to I can keep it in bay, keep things in check, keep the horse in the barn until you get the medical certification that things you got a green another green light to go, because I'm not going to take any risks, any chances.
Well, see what this
Life's too
guy's
short. I don't
asking.
want to make it any shorter.
This guy, what he's asking, you're only gonna know that once you get to know the person. You're only gonna know that once you get over here to the Philippines, whether it's based on need or greed. And then once you know the girl, you'll be able to answer that question yourself. Because if a woman asks me for an iPhone 13 and she's in the internet cafe, then I know it's a greed. I know it's about greed. Now she says, hey, if she's sitting at home and I can see her, we've been knowing each other. I came over a few times. I already know the situation. And she says, hey, can you give me a few pesos to make it to the end of the week until I get paid? Then it's about need, but you're not gonna know that until you get to know the person. You gotta know that online. One guy had the nerve.
Kelvin, how many people are going to take the girl and get a medical evaluation first? How many? Really? Am I the only one? I'm okay. Well, one, just one right there, because.
Well, I know two. I know a guy who pays. He hasn't even been to the Philippines for one time, and he pays for a lot of women to have the exam. He doesn't even come over here. I guess he just likes to read the results or something. But I don't know. I'm just saying. So it's two of you. It'll be two, but majority of us won't do it. We think that we're
okay. So if you want to use birth control, you're going to need a doctor's exam anyway to get the prescription, right, Sharon?
Yes. You need to go to the gynecologist.
But how many women out of 10, how many of your friends out of 10, Sharon, are on birth control?
So much of them, they using birth control.
I've never met a woman over here with birth control that was on any birth control at all. And I've been with a lot of women over here. I'm not proud to say that, but they've never been on birth control.
Okay, most of the women using pills.
That you know.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the idea. You take the girl for a medical examination, get the proper prescription for the pill, and then maybe you can relax a little bit. You don't have to be on the clock.
Yeah, but sir, here in the Philippines, you can buy pills in the pharmacy without prescription.
Okay.
Wow. You can, Sharon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. What's it called?
It's depend of the brand, because there are the different kind of brand of pills. There is cheap and there is expensive. The more expensive pills, it's cost 600 or 700 pesos, and then the less one is, I think, around 200 pesos.
How many is that for the whole month?
Yeah, the whole month.
Wow, that ain't bad.
Because
there is. Yeah, go ahead.
Because the woman must start to take the pills when it's her second day of period, and then they must drink all the white color tablets, and then after, when they finish the all white tablet, they start to drink the brown color tablets.
Oh, okay. See, that's something new I learned right there. Hell, we can go to the damn store, because Maryland's always talking about going to the doctor, talking to the doctor. Now, hell, we got something.
Yeah, there are different kind of name. There is a trust pills, Diane pills. There are different kind of name.
Well, the reason, Calvin, that they usually go see the doctors, make sure they get the right type of birth control, because you got some that may not work for you, and you can't take certain pills, and that's the reason why you go get yourself a script.
Yeah,
make sure you got the right ones for you.
In fact, I don't know. Because there are some women, they don't. If they have no doctor prescription, and then they only buy pills to the pharmacy. Sometimes after they take the pills, they feel pain on their head. So it means that pills is not good for their health, or it's not good for them.
Now, Gail, your adventure says you're right, because they think all Americans are rich. They think a white man is really rich. Well, when it comes to, in comparison to them, you are rich. Okay? If I'm in America and somebody's earning 5 times just 5 times my salary, I would consider them rich. So if the average salary over here is $250 per month, and Robert said he's bringing 12, just say 5 times that over here, yeah, he's considered rich to them. And some people don't earn that because 12,500 pesos a month, that's a good job over here. Most of the women you're going to run into, they're going to be earning anywhere from 4,000 to 8,000 pesos per month. And if you're earning just the minimum, like Robert said, 70,000 per month, that's on a whole other level, man. Yeah, you are rich to them in their mind. But you have to educate them. That's where you come in and you educate them and say, hey, I'm not rich in my country, but she don't care about that. But you
Well,
have to.
first of all, I'm going to save about $200 or $300 a month because I don't drink. I never touch alcohol. So I'm going to save money right there.
Well, you're going to save money on your rent or your lot payment. What's your lot payment over there?
Well, the lot payment, it's $400 a month, and I could be renting a condo with Western amenities, gated security, and a swimming pool.
Yeah, but then you're going to make a big mistake, Robert. You're going to go from which you are, what do they call it, a 2-star. You live in 2-star in America. Now you're going to come over here and try to live a 4-star.
No, that's just base camp. That's just base camp for a couple of months until I find something, boots on the ground, a house to rent for 200 or 300. No, that's just a starting place where I can feel comfortable and then get started from there. Someplace like where you were at One Oasis. And that would just be for a couple of months until I can find something livable.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I'd stay right on the level I am. If you come over here, because the $1,250 per month in your hand, Robert, it's going to be the same $1,250 a month over here, as long as it's in your hand. Right. Because you're going to go from a dollar economy to a peso economy. You're always going to look at it as 1,250 pesos. So $1,250. So you're going to spend it like you do now. How long does that last you in America? $1,250.
Well, I go month to month, and I have it's pretty tight at the end of the month. More months to the end of the money, but I have enough for food. I have enough for I own my own mobile home, so that helps.
Okay, now Hakeem says, how can you live on $1,200 a month? Well, he does. He owns his own. You own your own trailer, right?
I definitely live on $1,200. I drive an old van. I live a meager life. I don't go out. I don't drink. I spend about $300 a month on food. I've got an insurance payment on my vehicle. And really, I get by. And I'm looking forward to better times. This isn't my life. I know the world is round. I'm on my 3rd passport. This ain't my first rodeo.
Now, Achi Maldita, she says, talking about foreign men, they want a sexy Filipina. My fiance said he doesn't like Western girls anymore because he doesn't want to sleep with the same men in the room. He's talking about sizes of women in the Philippines versus Western women. Yeah, see, that's what we want. But we're not gonna tell the truth about it. We'll say something else. We'll tell her, oh yeah, I'm looking for a college-educated woman. I'm looking for a professional woman. Well, that's not the base reason why. There's plenty of them over there. It's not the base reason why you come here. But as long as if it sounds good to yourself, then, who am I to tell you? But I know why we come over here. I know why I came over here. Okay.
I'm coming over there to get what I can't get here. And the facts as they are here where I'm living, Nobody wants an old man living in a mobile home, driving an old van. It just, I'm like the invisible man. So I just plan on having a better life, a happier life, make my money go. And I'll go 2-star to 2-star, because 2-star over there, that's pretty good.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, Robert. What you're doing is smart. If you were a business and you make the same decision, you say, I'm going to move my business to the Philippines because the labor's cheaper, the operating cost is cheaper, and the profits are higher. They'll say, oh, you're a genius, Robert. But because you want to do it, you're a regular guy, you want to say, I want to take my business, which is me, over to the Philippines because everything that I just listed. Then they're going to look at you like you're a loser. That's foolishness. What you're doing is the right thing to do. We didn't make the rules. That's how you become rich. You make decisions like that. You don't sit around and worry about what everybody else is talking about and what everybody else is thinking.
I'm just sort of thinking about like who gets the last laugh. And I'm not laughing because it's not funny. But,
let me ask Sharon something. Is 70,000 pesos per month, is that a lot of money here?
Yes, so much money.
Thank you. Okay, now she answered your question, Robert. Right
I
there.
get the same answer from every girl that I talk to or chat with. That's the first thing they say. The same thing Sharon's saying. Wow, that's so much money. That's too much. They say that's too much money, they say.
Yes.
Yeah, but you have to keep it in mind. It's going to take you a while. It's going to take you a little while to get acclimated to things over here and the way the money works over here and what's a deal, what's not a deal. Because after a while, you'll be like, wow, I got 70,000 per month. But when
see,
you
I
first
did
get
the
over
same
here,
thing.
that's why you kind of hesitant. And a lot of
But
the
I
guys
have
that I talk to, they're hesitant.
I'm not nervous about it. I've got the experience. I lived in Mexico. I lived in Mexico on $800 a month, and I did great, man. I was renting a brand new condo for $300 a month.
Yeah,
Yo
we
puedo
love you.
hablar contigo
Hey,
en
Phil,
español.
MJ, thank you. He says, I appreciate you telling me how it is. Keep up the good work. Can you invite the Filipino P on her someday? Well, see, they don't fool with me. None of them Dumagetti bloggers fool with me. They make it, they do that on intention. I'm open to basically anybody to come on my channel, basically. Now, I did have to turn one couple away because one of my worst trolls is they're good friends with him. I'd be setting myself up for disaster going on their channel or having them on my channel. But those people, they don't want anything to do with me. For some reason, I'm competition to them when I'm really not. On YouTube, it's like your television. You can change the channel. Okay, but yeah, I don't care. I wouldn't mind. Those guys, all them guys, Paul and all them guys down there, they don't want nothing to do with me. They know I'll be down in Dumagetti. I don't know. Maybe I intimidate them. I don't know what it is. But I know that he gave Filipino P her start. When he put her on her channel, I don't even think she had 5 subscribers or something like that. Now she's the big, she's the big wig over here now. Hey, Malik Quelly, thanks for that super chat. He said, Robert deserves it. Don't we all? Yeah. But I'm talking to Robert specifically. Yeah, you're right. We all deserve it. But a lot of guys are hesitant. A lot of guys are hesitant when they ask me, do we have enough money? But all you have to do is ask the Filipina, is it enough? And she'll tell you, yeah, it is. But if you're going to go by what Americans and Westerners are saying, you're never going to have enough money. You're going to be stuck over there where you are, tentative, scared to move. It takes courage to come over here and start a new life. But we ask Sharon, is 70,000 pesos a month a good money?
Yes, it's too much. It's very, very much.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, Sharon,
See,
Sharon,
that's
did you
what
get a chance to
RVRV
go to
says.
Belgium?
1,200.
Excuse me?
Did you get a chance to
Yeah,
go and visit
RLV.
family in Belgium?
No, I don't. I didn't have a chance to visit his family in Belgium because he has no more family. His mom passed away last 2018, and then
Okay.
his father passed away earlier. Yes, but
My
he
father,
has a daughter. He has a daughter, but they don't have communicate for 18 years. So he was
yeah.
alone.
Well, you could tell
And
by my
RVRV
last
says,
name. Go ahead, Cal.
RVRV says that's good money. He says $68,856. That's big money here in the Philippines. We're our biggest problem over here, man. I did a video on that before. We're our biggest problem over here. We're our biggest problem. We're the biggest obstacle of getting over here because we won't get out of here. The people, it can be 10 people around you telling you, hey, man, that's enough over here. But all you need is one American or one vlogger you hear say, oh, you better not come over here with $1,500 a month, and it scares you and you stay stuck. When I see people doing it, I mean, there was a time when John was over here that he had money in his investment account, but there was a time when John was only bringing in $900 per month because I'm talking about the money he was actually getting transferred into his account. And he didn't miss a beat over here. You know how John drank and all of that. So don't tell me what you can't do. But if you're always sitting around waiting for the other foot to drop, oh, what if I have an accident? Well, what if you have an accident at home? Same damn thing. Now, Yusuf Amal Beam says, I'm finding that many decent places to rent are around 30 to 40,000 pesos a month. So if you only have 28,000 left over, is that enough? I feel like it's not. Well, the first thing you're wrong about is it just depends on what's your decent. Did you see the place I just showed you on my videos, $175 per month? If that isn't decent, I mean, that's some place where you can come over here, get acclimated, okay? And, find your way around and all of that. I mean, Oliver, he's happy as a lark over there. Malik Queller, thanks for the super chat. I'll let you answer this. Answer this, Sharon. Is 200,000 pesos a month rich here?
Yes. You are people called you, oh, he is a millionaire because his monthly income is 200,000 pesos. It's too much for us. Even for 20,000 a month income, it's more for us Filipino. How
Hey,
about
Calvin.
200,000 a month?
Hey, Calvin, before you started your YouTube channel, you had a certain amount of money that you was living on, and you made it.
Absolutely. And that's why I share with them, Fred.
Yeah.
And I never was worried. I wasn't listening to what them other vloggers were saying. You can't live your life like that, guys. That's what's the problem with us now. We want to listen to what everybody else says. Do what you feel, man. Do what your instinct says to do. I mean, don't be a damn fool. Don't come over here with no money, but hell, quit listening to other people and letting them control your life.
Wasn't John? Didn't John live in a new 12-plex, 140 a month, and I think he broke a deal paying for the full year and got it for like 110 a month. That was a brand new studio, wasn't it? In a 12-plex.
See, I can't understand you. Did you understand it, Fred?
We're talking about something about John paid for the whole year, the place he was living, so he was able to get a discount.
No, it was 140. It actually went down before he left because the owners got smart and they said, well, it's better to have some money than no money. See, at 7,000, a lot of Filipino people were not going to rent that place. So he brought it down to 5,500.
Right.
It filled up the place. And be careful what you wish for. And John ended up leaving because he couldn't live around just the locals. See, you know, John was okay as long as he was over there by himself. But the minute they start moving in and bringing their chickens and all that stuff, but he's not like me. I'm a guest. I don't give, you know, if you want to set up a sorry store next to me, go right ahead. You know, because John used to get in a lot of trouble, man. He's lucky that somebody didn't kill him. Matter of fact, they ran him away from Lady with that stuff. You can't come over here telling people what they can and cannot do. You're a stranger here, John. Because he turned in the lady where he was living before he moved into my place.
Yeah.
The lady she had an okai store downstairs from John. He hit the roof and went to the manager and said, she either closes that okai store, I'm not going to pay my rent anymore. It's not in my lease to have to share my property with an okai store. John did that. And man, that lady, and this is during the middle of the pandemic. People having a hard time to eat.
Yeah.
They're trying to make money the best way they can. And he's pulling shit like that. That's the type of stuff that gets you killed over here.
Yeah. Calvin, can I ask Sharon a question? Because I really love her perspective because she's a native there. Sharon, what's the best time of the year to move? Would I be better to move in November or February or any time of the year? Just any time of the year?
Okay, anytime. But for me, much better if you move summer here because less typhoon. If you move December, it's if you move December, it will be more typhoon or windy season here.
Well, yeah, it depends on where you live, though.
Yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to move to Manila in December. Somewhere like our Samar or Lady, in those places. It's best that you look at the weather wherever you're trying to move to. Now, this guy says.
So what is the best month to move over there?
Well, anytime is really the best time. I mean, there is no best month. Just come on over here. You've already done your research. I mean, I would come first on an exploration trip. I wouldn't sell everything, pack everything up, man. My trip over here was 10 years in the making, really. I started coming over here in 2009. I didn't come here officially to 2018, so 9 years. I wouldn't, you don't want to do anything in a hurry over here. But Andy H says, when you have money in the Philippines, stay a distance away from your wife's family so the barangay family isn't looking for you to provide for everyone. I haven't had that experience. Did your family ever ask your husband for anything, Sharon?
No, they don't ask anything from me. If it's ever emergency, and then if I can have even just a little, I give. But if I don't have, I say no. But most of the time, they don't ask me. They try to find in their own way.
That's right.
Calvin, what I see, a lot of people get a negative thing about men that's married to Filipino, like the family's going to move and all this other stuff. And a lot of stuff is not true. I mean, you may have in some cases, but the majority of the time, the family's not going to ask you for anything.
That's right. You rarely ever going to see the family, really.
Can I ask Michael Beach of Life? He said, don't tell them what your pension is, Robert. He said, don't tell the girls online how much you're making, what your pension is. Is that because, is it because it's too much, or is it because you don't, I think having your cards on the table.
No, it's none of their business. Why would you tell somebody online? Why would you offer up that type of information online to a stranger, Robert? You don't know these people. Why would you tell them how much money you're earning? It doesn't make sense to me. But not only do we do that, we tell them our whole story online to these women. And they're soaking it all in because their culture, they're never going to tell you anything about them. But they're just sitting back, eating it all up. Yeah, come on, fool. Tell us everything.
Taking notes.
And, yeah.
Okay.
$1,200
a month pension. I like you.
Yeah. Get information out of the Philippines like pulling teeth, dude. She ain't going to offer up anything voluntarily. But what she wants you to know.
Yes, and sir, don't give so much. If you would like to give an allowance to your Filipino girlfriend, don't give too much to her, because if you give too much, all what she asked, she will think that, oh, this guy is rich guy, so I'm gonna come with him because he is a rich guy, and then he can buy all what I want, or all what I ask from him.
Yeah. Now she says, Ati Madita says, but most men come to the Philippines act rich. I'm going to agree with you, but if you would have said most expats, I would disagree. But because you say most men, I have to agree and say, yeah, you're right, because a lot of these guys that come in for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're showing out, they're throwing pesos around like there's no tomorrow, like pesos are growing on trees. I get that. Yeah, you're right about that. But expats, no, the expats don't do that. They know better. But these regular guys, these 2-week millionaires and stuff like that.
Like Robert. Yeah. Come on, Robert. I think they're waiting for you now.
Yeah.
We already know what that pension is.
Yeah, no way. I mean, Merlin doesn't even know what, and now me and Merlin been together. It's just something that I don't think that she has a need to know that.
Well, I think the idea, Fred, is just that they know you have a pension, right?
They don't even have to know you got a pension. Why would they need to know that? In their mind, they're thinking you got a pension already, Rob, but they already know all that basic stuff. That's why they're dealing with you. If they see you and they see that beard, Filipinos are going to put 2 and 2 together. These women aren't stupid over here, man. Most of the women you're dealing with, they're going to have a college degree or something, man. Or they just got.
Well, let me ask Sharon. Can I ask Sharon another question? Sharon, can I have your opinion, please? Can you overdress? I mean, if you're wearing a nice shirt, button up, nice tennis shoes, you look maybe what you would call well-to-do. Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, because I know that guy wearing a nice shirt because they like also look more presentable.
Yeah, but you're probably gonna burn up over here trying to look cute over here.
Robert, when I'm there, you see I wear a t-shirt, I wear jeans or shorts and a pair of tennis shoes. Or if you like flip-flops, wear your flip-flops. That's presentable. Okay.
Yeah. Now, when you go out, like when I took Maryland, we went out to Valentine's Day. We went over to Carmel's. You put on something then, but
it's different.
Man, the sun's gonna beat your behind over here. And you gotta realize Filipinos, they really don't care about stuff like that. It's not going to impress them. They don't know what a nice pair of florsums is.
Robert, when are you going to the Philippines? When are you going? I think one of us need to be your guide while you're there.
Well, I think probably I'm fixing up. I got a fixer-upper. I'm doing some painting, renovation, and I'm not sure how long that's going to take me, somewhere between November and February.
Okay.
Yeah. Now he says, you don't have to live like a Filipino, guys. Y'all don't understand that. Okay. But you have to understand there's a growing middle class in the Philippines. Yep. And if you watch them and how they live and you kind of mimic what they're doing, you're going to be all right. You're going to see that apartment over there that I showed you that Oliver lives comfortably in. You got to realize Oliver, he's an engineer, man. He lived in houses. He had swimming pools that he owned in Florida. He's comfortable in that 1-bedroom apartment. It's not like he's living outside or anything. It's 10,000 pesos per month. If you can't live in that, then I don't know what to tell you. It's got hot and cold water, air conditioning, cable, internet. What the hell else you need for $200? Well, it's not even $200. What is that? 10,000 divided by, let's say, 57. You guys y'all overthinking this over here. I'm telling you what it's like, boots on the ground over here. I'm showing it to you, and you're not listening. You don't have to come over here, man. If you're earning $1,500 a month, that's 6 times what the average Filipino is making. You're way up there, man. That's good money. Do you have to have a plan? Absolutely. Number one, you better have money for that return ticket if something goes wrong and you need to be home. Okay? Take care of yourself over here. We always talk about healthcare. Healthcare basically is cheap over here, even without a policy. Okay? I go to the doctor, it costs me $10, man. That includes the prescription that he may buy, offer me. You know, but as long as you got that exit plan, man, that, you know, hey, if something really goes wrong, I really need to get back home. I need to go back home. You overthinking it, guys. And that's why you stay stuck when you do that. When there's guys over here having the time of their life right now, living on about $1,000 per month. You can always go home. Who says you have to live here full time? Come over here and, you know, to your heart's delight, you get tired, then go back home. Then come back. But if Robert can live off $1,200 in the United States, what makes you think he can't live off $1,200 in the Philippines? Y'all lost your mind, man. Y'all overthinking this, guys.
Actually, he's going to live a whole lot better than the way he's living back there in the States. You know, Robert, when you go to a lot of these places.
Another question for Sharon. Sharon, because I speak fluent Spanish, I can write music, poetry in Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. Now, do the Filipinos speak Tagalog in the Visayas?
Yes, in the Visayas, we can speak Tagalog, but not fluently like people living in Manila. If we speak Tagalog, we have Visayan accent or Cebuano accent, not fluently like Filipino living in Manila. They are speaking very fluently in Tagalog. But us living in the Visayas, we have Visayas accent or Cebuano accent if we speak Tagalog.
Yeah. They know how to speak Tagalog because that's the national language, but they don't speak it unless they're with somebody who's speaking Tagalog.
Right.
And that's what I had to learn. We've been in places, me and Maryland, where Maryland don't understand what the people are saying. Just little bits and pieces. Just right up the street, when you go to Bacolod and beyond that, Iloilo, when they're speaking Ilonggo, they don't know. So they have to speak Tagalog.
I think you said, Calvin, once. You don't want, maybe you don't want to know what they're saying.
Yeah, you may not want to know what they're saying. It keeps you out of trouble. Okay.
Well, every time they speak around me, Calvin, I know exactly what they said. They probably say, "Who's that old man with that young woman?"
Yeah, well, yeah. But then, Fred, who cares what they're saying?
I don't care. I don't.
Yeah,
I just did. Because I'll be saying, "You wish you were in my shoes."
I'm sorry, Sharon. You were about to say something, Sharon. I spoke over. I apologize. What were you going to say, dear?
Okay, because in Cebuano, sir, and in Tagalog, there are different words. Because in Tagalog, the bird, they say that langgam. For them, it's the ants running on the floor. But for us, Cebuano, langgam is the bird flying.
Okay, so would I be better off living in Luzon, maybe in San Fernando? Or because I speak Spanish, would I be better living in city of Zamboanga where they speak Chavacano?
You know what I'm going to tell you, Robert, while you're there, try to go different places, because we're talking about in that area. Check out Luzon. You got San Fernando, Pampanga. You got Angeles City, which has a lot of expats because the military base was there before. And a lot of those expats that retired there, they wasn't making that much money, even, you know, with the increased Social Security and all that. Most of them live very comfortable there. And you can find reasonable places to live. They got the Clark Regional Medical Center hospital there. They got a couple hospitals downtown. Everything is within walking distance, or you can take a trike and go where you want to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's a lot of other things you're gonna have to. Are you gonna have your own motorcycle? Are you gonna ride the public transportation?
Yeah.
See, that's going to determine, you know, what your budget's going to be. Remember, we were talking about what's your everything, because the guy Evan was on here last time I had my live stream. He said, "Yeah, I'm renting a nice condo in BGC, and it's around everything." Well, see, that's what you should be worried about, is everything.
Yeah.
What's your everything? And I don't know what your everything is.
Right.
I know what mine is. See, that everything can get you in trouble. Are you going to eat out all the time? Because if you got a woman, both of y'all eating out.
I was thinking, isn't that a green flag, Calvin? Another green flag if she's able to ride a scooter?
Well, you're not going to see that right away, but yeah, that would be, that's something good to have. Maryland's the first one because that I've ever met over here that knew how to drive a scooter. Because I had made it up in my mind, the next woman I'm with, she's going to be riding a scooter. The hell with this, you know. And that's what happened. And I met Maryland, she could ride a scooter. That's a good thing to have, but I don't know about green flag. Will Sutton, thanks for the super chat. He said, "Good advice, Calvin, OG, and Sharon. I'm listening and making notes." The thing is to follow the things that you think you can need. Okay, over here. Don't make any notes if you're not going. If all you're going to do is make notes, if you're not going to follow it, you're going to be in trouble. That's why I made the live stream what it is today. Insanity is doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. We're still doing the same things now in 2022, Fred, that we were doing in 1970 over here in the Philippines. We're making the same mistakes. And I don't understand why. It's because we're men, I guess. Is that what it is, Fred?
Well, some people never learn. You know, I mean, you make the same mistake, you go back and you make the same mistake all over again. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not continue to repeat them and think you'll have a different outcome. You know,
learn from somebody else's mistakes, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But we're not doing that.
What can I ask Sharon, please? Sharon, would you please advise me, what are the things that a Filipina considers to be romantic?
Invite her a date, give her a flowers, and eating with the restaurant with music.
And Sharon, the number one thing, the smell test. You know, the smell test.
Yeah,
okay?
the smell.
Tell them about the smell test now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robert, what the smell test is when you go out with a Filipino. I was wondering that when I dated them, why they was always sniffing around me. What they do is they want to see if you smell good. So we call that the smell test, okay? Somebody with a nice cologne on, or if you're a heavy smoker or something like that, a lot of girls don't go for that because, you know, if you smoke heavily, smoke has its own odor, and, you know, it's not all the women there smoke, you know. So if a woman comes around you and she doing it and you ask for another date and she don't want to go out with you, it's because you didn't smell good. You didn't pass the test. Right, Sharon?
Yes.
Yeah, but y'all give a break to the Filipino man because you know he's out there working hard, right?
Sure he is.
But you expect a foreigner to smell good.
You know, but like I said, you know, no, but I'm just saying that's the test what I've always been told. Okay, well, we're talking about foreigners coming over. We weren't talking about the Philippine men that's there. We're talking about foreigners.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about you, Sharon. I'm asking Sharon.
Oh, Sharon. Oh, I thought you was asking me.
Yeah,
Okay.
because,
all right.
No, I'm talking to Sharon. Yeah.
Oh.
But the thing about it is, Robert. See, Robert smokes, so that may be a minus right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It may be
Yes,
a minus.
There are some Filipino woman doesn't like men who smoke,
You
especially
smoke.
especially when they smell the smoke on your hands. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't ever smoke in my vehicle. I don't. Well, it's something I can control. It's not that big of an issue for me. And especially for the rewards that you get for quitting it.
Yeah,
And
health
especially
wise.
if yes, and then Filipino woman doesn't like to that the mouth of the guy smells cigarettes if they kiss. Yeah. There are some Filipino woman doesn't
Yeah.
like it.
No, I can ditch the cigarettes. The benefit is there.
Yeah.
Hey, Calvin, what was that we used to do back in the day? What was that spray? You ready to talk to the girl? What was that spray?
Mm.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the spray when you talk to
Yes,
someone.
yes.
We keep Listerine here,
Yeah.
which is good for killing germs and stuff.
Is Sharon, were you talking about, the flowers and the music? Like when you're at a restaurant, they come around to play, just give them a tip or and just have them play music.
Yes, if you would like to be a romantic, you can dinner date in the private place. But if you most of the I don't know where I don't know if a restaurant can allow now to play music, but flowers it's okay. Even there is no music but flowers, it's okay if you want to give to your girlfriend. It's a very romantic for us. Especially me,
I
if I will find my Mr. Right, I would like him to give me flowers. I like flowers. And
Okay.
honestly,
Okay.
I've never been received any bouquet of flowers in my 41 years.
Okay. Sharon, after this broadcast, you probably have all kind of flowers over the house now.
Well, I know that they don't play a banjo in Jollibee. Don't look for no guitar singing no songs.
You know.
Yeah. Now, Andy H says, my wife is educated. Well, what Filipinos aren't educated? And she worked in a call center, but she was her family's breadwinner. There are great women in the Philippines that are truly looking for love. Well, that's just an argument that's going to go on from here to the end of time.
Yeah.
And I can't convince you of anything, but I'm just saying, I would ask your wife, because why would you want to marry? Why would you want to date a man that lives so far away from you? That would be my only question to somebody on the dating sites.
Sharon, what if you're singing to her, karaoke, a favorite song, never
Oh
thought that
yes,
you could
yeah,
fall
it's a
for
good idea
someone like
also.
me.
Okay, Sharon, here's another. He said, just got here, but the woman is amazingly beautiful. No disrespect. Sharon, he says that to you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not guapa.
Now, David Hill says, listen to this. He says, my family and I live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for 10,000 pesos a month in Cavite. Each bedroom, I put an air conditioning in and hot water in the bathroom. Yeah, you can cater it, man. You can make it out of what you want to make it. But to think you can't come over here and live off of $1,500, I did it for a long time. Ask Marilyn. She's standing right here. Imagine this. Sunshine Shoulders is 2 years old. I've been here for 4 years. So for 2 years, I did that. Really 2.5 years, because you don't get paid from YouTube right off the bat. I'm telling y'all what I'm living, what I'm experiencing, guys. I'm not making stuff up.
Well, see, Calvin, the problem is guys think you have to have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 just to live over there. Now, if you got one of those extravagant lifestyles in the States and that's how you want to live in the Philippines, that's fine. But, if you got $1,500 a month, you can live very comfortable. You can almost live the way you want to live.
Yeah,
Food is not going to be that expensive. You know, you can go to the market and buy all the food you want, fish, fresh vegetables, and everything else.
absolutely. You just got to get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
And if you live in that kind of lifestyle over there, when you come over here, like Fred said, you may need that kind of money. But if you're a simple guy like me, I'm just glad I'm simple. I left all that stuff behind. When I was 30 years old in my 30s, yeah, I liked all that flashy stuff. But hell, I'll be 60 in a few months. I'm not trying to do all that anymore now. I just want to be happy. I don't want
Yeah.
all the
Now
drama
that
that goes wrong with that.
now that we're getting down to the real nitty gritty, you know, the smoking and this. But Sharon, you know what guapa means.
Yes.
Guapo.
Yeah.
Should I
Yeah.
cut
Yes.
the beard?
Yes.
What did you say?
Guapa is
You were talking about should he cut his beard, but you know that's entirely up to you. Because some women may find beards attractive.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, some women do, but I've never seen many Filipinos with beards though.
They might have goatee or something like that. I've seen
They're
that.
gonna have a
Yeah.
goatee, but I don't
Yeah.
even see that.
You know.
I see them down in Zamboanga because a lot of the Muslims they grow that
Yeah.
little thing that comes down here. But
Yeah.
most Filipino men that you see, they shave their face clean. So maybe that's just what they're used to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen many.
Well, am I going to lessen my chances if I don't? I look a lot younger with the beard shaved. Am I going to lessen my chances keeping the beard, Sharon?
Even if you shave or not, you look. It doesn't matter to the Filipina woman. You are still attractive to them.
Yeah.
Just be
Remember,
yourself then.
your pension doesn't have a beard, Robert.
Roberto De Niro.
You know. Well, you know, Robert. See, you can get off that hamster wheel. Take yourself a trip. You know, go over to the Philippines if you can for 2-3 weeks. You know, set up a budget and look for yourself because people can tell you all kind of stuff, but you can't imagine what it is unless you see it for yourself. I can share experiences with you.
Well,
Sharon can tell you things. Calvin can tell
I
you
was
things, but until you get there and see it for yourself, then everything will fall into place.
I was shocked. In 1999, I came with a friend of mine who married a girl from Pampanga, and I rented a taxi for the day, and he took me around. And wow, some of those squatters areas, they're built up with homes, and then the tide comes in up to your waist and then goes back out. I mean, I got an eyeful, people living under bridges. You know, it was. I walked through Tondo, you know, and it was the poverty is really heartbreaking.
Well, it's different when you go there now because a lot of those places don't exist anymore. Or if you got any people at home, but they're so far out, you know, you're still going to see your beggars about. But places where they used to have shacks is actually nice homes and stuff. Pampanga has really built itself up. Clark, Pampanga, all that area, and that's where the global city is going to be. You know, everything is focused in there. International flights coming to Clark now. So from the time when you was there to now, it's changed a lot. I haven't been back in 3 years. It's changed a lot in the 3 years since I haven't been back because of COVID.
Yeah, Jay says, my question is, can I get a job in the Philippines so I can live there in Cebu? Well, probably remotely. I've got friends here, guys I consider my friends now. The company is in America, but one guy lives in Bohol, and he works for his American company. He does some type of survey work over the phone. He works from 10 at night to 6 in the morning, and he earns about $2,000 per month, plus his pension. Now, coming over here to get a job, I don't know.
I think it'd be very difficult, Calvin.
I don't think you could deal with what they want to pay you. Are you willing to work for $10 a day over here for the whole day? Not $10 an hour, $10 per day for back-breaking work, knowing that you probably don't have any workers' rights, any unions, anything like that. I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know if you want to.
My daughter.
I don't know if you can handle that. Be careful what you wish for.
Well, the thing is he'd be taking a job from somebody else that needs a job. You may have to
Right.
deal with that too.
Oh yeah, exactly. And they're not gonna. I doubt that they're gonna hire you
Yeah.
because you're gonna be overqualified a lot of times. Why would they hire you and have to listen to your complaining all damn day? When am I gonna
Yeah.
get a break? You don't
Yeah.
get a you get a
Yep.
break when you get off.
Yep. Long hours too. So Robert, all these questions you asked and Sharon, are you thinking about going over there to get married? Are you preparing yourself?
Well, I would get married again. Yes, I would.
So you've been married, what, 7 times?
No, I've been married 6 times to 5 different women.
Okay, so 7th time would be the charm. I mean, 7 times should be the charm then.
Should be enough, right?
Well, with all the
Well,
experience you got, you probably know what to do now, right?
Well, Richard Pryor was married 7 times to 6 different women, I think.
Yeah, well, hell, he was a millionaire too.
Yeah, I mean, he had the money.
I got the look.
He says, I don't have any travel buds. There's a Peni. I don't want to tell on my first trip there, but I think the temptation will be there after 1 week alone. Now, I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying you don't want to meet a woman before you arrive here, but then you're going to say the temptation is going to be there after 1 week alone. I would say, yeah, because, your ass you're going to be hungry over here, walking around here looking at all these beautiful women. He'll get hungry, won't he, Fred?
Well, temptation is very great there, I can tell you that.
Well, it's nice to walk around with a smile on your face all day long.
Yeah, we want to congratulate Sharon again on reaching the milestone. It's not easy to do, Sharon. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time. You're going to be a pretty good catch, Sharon. You're going to have your own YouTube channel, your own house. Your daughter's almost graduating from high school, so you'll have an empty house pretty soon. You're going to have so many. You're not going to know what to do.
And I really, really would like to thank you, Sir Calvin, Sir Fred, the Philippine Antique Channel, the Campbell, and to all the people who subscribe and support to my channel, and especially to Mr. Ralph, the Please Act Right channel. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, Sharon, if you stay the way you are, you're going to be even more successful. Because a lot of times when people get YouTube channels and they become real popular, they start changing. As long as you continue to be yourself, your channel is going to continue to grow.
Yeah, but for me, sir, I don't, I think I will not change. I probably tell that 100% because even when I was married with my foreign husband, I've never changed. I am still like what I was before I met her.
Yeah.
I met him because he always told to me, don't change your attitude as long as don't like to become other Filipina to change your attitude, because that's the reason when I go outside and then if they will know that my husband is a foreigner, they will shock. Oh, what, your husband is a foreigner? You are so very simple, because I only wear simple clothes. I didn't wear social expensive bag or something like that. No.
Well, they say the same thing to Maryland. They think that as soon as you get with a foreigner, you're supposed to have Louis Vuitton underwear and all that kind of crazy stuff. But Angus Lang says, thanks for the super chat. Says, hey, Calvin, I heard of instances where scorned ex-Filipinos have made up stories about an expat to authorities, i.e. abuse, etc. So anything happened. Yeah, it happens, and you have to be careful about that. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens. And if they don't, they'll threaten you with that. And that's why I tell guys, stop coming over here laying down with these women and then changing your mind about that, because you hurt the wrong person's feelings over here. It could be trouble for you. There was an American, he just got out of jail not long ago. All he did was scold the woman's son. and she went to authorities and told them that he raped her. He spent 5 years in jail. There's no, innocent till proven guilty. There's no arraignment and all that like we do. There's no right to a speedy trial. He spent 5 years in prison before they ever exonerated him. Then, when they exonerated him, the last thing they did was they charged him for the 5 years he overstayed in the country. So yeah, be careful, guys. I promise you. Stop, have some common sense, man. Don't come over here 8,000 miles from home, guys. You mess around, mess over the wrong person over here, it could be a lot of trouble. Hey, thanks, Malik, for that super chat. He says, do Filipinos have BBIs? What the hell is that? BBLs over there, or is it more natural? What is he talking about, guys? I'm old school. What's a
I have no idea.
Perhaps what he means is baby face.
Oh, baby face?
Yes,
Well,
because
yeah,
even the
BBL.
Filipino guy has
Nobody
an
put L in
older age, they look younger.
Road to the Philippines. Thanks for that super chat, Danny. I want to congratulate Danny. He reached his 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Now we got to help him reach his 4,000 watch time hours, which is not easy to do. But one thing I would suggest to you, Danny, make your videos longer. That's why I had to tell Sharon. That's how you accumulate. And now also do live streams, Danny. Sometime when you're sitting there and accumulate some watch time hours.
Well, some of his live streams seem to be like a half hour. Most of them, that I've been watching. Some of the different places he's been going to. So,
Remember,
But hello, Danny. I'm still watching your stuff.
You got
Thank you, Danny.
Average. So that means just because you made it now, you can't stop. It's a rolling 28-day average. So you got to keep making videos and content, okay? Otherwise, they'll cancel you and you have to do it all over again. Okay, Danny, thanks for the super chat. He said, my advice to Robert is buy a ticket, fly over there for 2 to 3 weeks, relax and enjoy. Take everything in and enjoy yourself. Don't overthink things, and definitely don't get married on the first trip. And see, boom, there it is right there.
You said it.
In a nutshell. I was shocked at Monroe because Monroe is an intelligent guy. And even though he was chatting with the woman for 2 years, he made up his mind. The minute his first trip to the Philippines, he got married. And it backfired on him, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. Even Sharon's husband didn't do that. He left for 2 years and then came back and married you, Sharon, right?
Yes.
He could have married you the first time, but he didn't.
Yes, he did. Because we would like to, we would like both to getting to know each other more. Because, sir, Sir Rad, better that you will get to know each other more of the Filipina, because if there are some Filipina, if you are in relationship, they don't show you their true attitude. They will show you their true attitude if they will finish to getting married. That's why if you finish to getting married, they show their true color. They yelling at you, they shouting on you. It's something like that.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're right, Sharon.
And also, Robert, don't lead with your wallet. Okay.
Which is he seems to think that you have to have a certain amount of money over here. Why are you trying to impress them? Okay, Sharon already told you that what you got is enough. Yeah. So going forward, don't talk to them women about your money. They already know in their minds that you got something or you wouldn't be coming over here. Okay, they already know that. All right.
Well, I think they know if you can afford the airplane ticket over, you got something going for you.
Yes, but I think Filipino woman knows already that you can afford your travel ticket.
Yeah. Sharon, can I ask you if you're involved with a Filipina, sort of getting serious, and then you decide, well, maybe something else, the greener pastures, this thing about saving face. What are the chances in your culture about a woman taking a man back after he's made a mistake?
Oh my God.
It's very difficult. I think what you explain and then you asked you beg him. I mean, you say sorry.
Okay, so if I'm a foreigner and me and you are going together, Sharon, and I say I'm leaving for a better looking woman, a younger woman, and then that doesn't work out, and I try to come back, are you going to take me back?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Calvin. Because if the Filipino woman loves you, she will accept you if what mistake you've done.
Yep.
So that's what he's asking. So he
Yes.
won't have a problem
Mm.
coming back,
Yes, she will
even
accept
though
you as
even though he left you for a younger woman.
yes.
Well,
Oh
Calvin, the
wow,
way I look at it, as long as he doesn't do it again, he won't have a problem.
yeah,
But it depend. It's
Yeah.
depend of the Filipina
Yeah.
woman because there are some
Yeah.
Filipino women accept their man again. It happened. Most of the couple here that their husband left them because they have a mistress, and then
Yeah.
suddenly they came back to their family.
Yeah.
But the wife is accept them like
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
and also their children accept them. It
Right.
happened because one of my relatives, cousin of my mom, her
yeah.
husband left her because her husband went to his mistress, and then at the end last year her husband came back and then she accepted again, and also their children. It's like there nothing happened.
Yeah, now you seen that last scandal where the woman breaks in the hotel room and sees her husband and the lady naked in the 69 position. You seen that, right?
Yes, I see that.
Yeah, the man's his crotch is all in the lady's face when the police come. He just sits there on the lady's face. Now you
Mhm.
think that his wife's going to take him back?
Yes, sir. If her husband, I mean, yeah, if her wife loves him, and then if he will promise that he will not do it again, and if the woman love him, she will accept her husband again.
Okay, so he's talking about Brazilian butt lifts. Well, they can't afford that kind of stuff over here. And most of the time, when you see a Filipino, it's all natural. And I think that's why a lot of us men like them. Now they are starting to wear these old stupid eyelashes, which I could snatch them off their face and say, don't you realize that men want you because you're natural? We're running away from all that fake stuff over in the West. You don't need that. I mean, that's the only thing I see them doing now. And I don't like it. Marilyn doesn't do it. She don't wear anything like that. Her nails, her hair. The only thing she may do is pencil in her eyebrows up here because
Yeah.
Save on me,
they don't grow a lot of hair.
because
Yeah.
here kilay is life, eyebrows is life for us
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I
That's why
know.
sometimes I put eyebrows on my eyebrows. Yeah,
Yeah,
kilay
but
is life.
I don't mind that. Eyelashes that, because I got a daughter that wears them. I can slap her face. I'm like, you're beautiful. What in the world you
Uh,
got them things on your face for? It's just a style, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they go for and all that. Oh, Calvin, when I'm thinking about it, when you guys going to put out another miracle uh, video out?
Well, we're getting ready to do it. I got a busy woman over here. She's, Jim, she's a mother, but we're gonna do one. I want to do one today, but she got to go to the waterworks. We only have a leak, and our water bill was 3,000 pesos. So
That's
she's
a
got
lot
to
of,
go over
man, that's
that.
a lot for water over there.
Absolutely. What do you mean? That's 10 times what it
Yeah.
normally is. But there's no leak. The man came over and looked at it, wrote something on the bill. That's why she's taking it to him. The meter's broke, I think.
Oh, okay. Either that or hopefully nobody's tapping into your water.
Oh my God! Yeah, that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, it
And
does. Illegal taps, water, electricity.
But one thing about Filipinos, they're natural, guys, and that's why we love them.
Yeah.
And they don't do all that butt lifts. Now, if you like big butts and stuff like that, probably go down to Mindanao, different places. But remember, there is no one Philippines, man.
No.
They're all around. That's vitamin D3. Because one guy said, "Well, where are the Filipinos with all them nice looking shapes?" Well, they're everywhere, really. The Beach of Life says, if you're shopping online and she doesn't show a fresh face picture, it's an auto pass. Yeah, big red flag. Yeah, all them old filters, that's another red flag. I don't like them filters.
Yeah, because the filter's really not showing who you really are. You make yourself look better than what you really look. You know, and people seem to be using that now, using all those filters and everything.
Yeah, you can even do it on video when you video chatting with somebody, and then she looks like a 10. When you get her, she's a 2. You done made all them promises and everything, because it's a fact, guys. You got to make promises in order to get what you're trying to get when you get over here. Everybody's making promises. So the less promises you make and the least expensive you make, the better. But you're not just going to come over here and get treated like a king. You got to make some promises. What's your husband promise you, Sharon?
No, what he promised to me is always what he told to me, that I would like you to have your own house and to have you a better life. That's what he promised to me.
Yeah,
and he did it.
Yeah, thank you. See, and that's what we do. But then we get over here. We done already made all these promises. The woman, she says, "Oh, come on in." Arms are wide open, legs wide open, everything's wide open. She gives you all of that, and then all of a sudden, you have a change of heart. Oh, I don't, you're happy, but I'm not. Man, good luck doing that over here, guys. Be careful, man. You don't want that.
Can I ask Sharon a quick question? Sharon, is it possible, not including the lot, but to build a block house for maybe $500,000 pesos?
I don't have an idea for that, but if you build a house here, better that you will own a lot. That's like what Sir Calvin did, because if you build a house and you are not the lot owner, there will be time coming that the owner of the lot tell to you, okay, you can get out of this land now because I'm gonna use it now, so it's useless.
That's the problem I'm having here. See, I don't own the land that my mobile home is on, and I'm under constant threat, if any kind of violation, so.
Right. One thing about a mobile home, you can always move it, to someplace else, not have a permanent structure there that you can't move. And usually as a foreigner, you can't own property anyway, unless you're going to have it through your wife or girlfriend's name. The only thing you can own there is a condo, if you want to get yourself a condo or something like that.
And, that should probably be some years down the line when you get somebody that you can trust, and you can put the land in there. I'm not leasing nothing over here.
Yeah.
You can find some pretty good damn deals over here.
Yep.
It may not be in the city proper, but and to answer your question, can you build a block house for $500,000? Absolutely. You know how I know? Because one of my subscribers asked the engineer, what could he get for $500,000? And the engineer drew him out like a basic plan. It says about 20 square meters. Which is, but you got to realize that's with the engineer. But if you just hire like Marilyn's brother, I built that for $250,000. So just double that. You'll have a 1-bedroom apartment with a 1-bedroom house with a living room and a bathroom. I mean, you can't get any more than that. That's less than $10,000 right now, with the
Yeah.
dollar being what it is now. So yeah, you can do it because they do it all the time. All you gotta do is watch the middle class over here. They'll show you what to do. They'll show you what to buy. They do it all the time. But yeah, it's got late. I done went
Yeah.
over a little bit, but I want to thank y'all for the super chat, super stickers, thumbs up, all your support. Go and watch my latest vlog if you haven't watched it. Our marriage in the Philippines was a sham. I married a married woman, man. It just tells you everything that you don't want to do when you get over here. I want to thank my esteemed panel members again. I always give y'all the last say so. We'll start with you, Robert. Give us 30 seconds of something to chew on later on.
Well, I would say if you're sitting alone like I am, and just start making a plan, the future's coming quicker than you can imagine.
Okay. That was from Robert. Okay, Sharon, give us something.
Okay, please subscribe and support my channel, Sharon Lapu-Lapu, and I really appreciate your kindness to support my channel and subscribing and still looking my video. And thank you again to Sir Calvin, Sir Fred, and Philippine Antique channel, the Campbell channel, and Sir Ralph, Please Act Right channel. I really, really appreciate. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, what's your next video, Sharon?
Okay, I'm gonna make my Please Act Right number 4. And making video again, or I mean, trying to find a Filipino woman who will I can an interview. But after this live stream, I will go first to the DTI and after BIR.
Okay. Give us something, Fred.
Well, hopefully everybody learned something from this blog today. It was a very good topic that we talked about. That if you go over to the Philippines for a visit, or you think about meeting somebody online, just be careful.
Yeah, you don't have to get married. Don't just slow down a little bit over here, guys.
Yes.
We make that same mistake over here. We've been making it since 1899. Is we come over here in a hurry. Nobody's in a hurry in the Philippines, okay? Nobody. And anybody ever tries to rush you up, try to hurry you up into making a decision, that's a flashing red light. It's not even a red flag. But
Yes.
here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
The real men franchise.
Look at your answer.
On the ground. Real men
Let me
franchise.
see.
Boo. So, boo.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she's so cute.
Whoa.
Booby's crazy. Good day. Bye to everybody,
Okay,
Booby.
bye. Thank you
Bye.
again. God
Take
bless.
care, everybody.
Okay, take care.
Booby.